go live?
We're streaming. Turn the sound effects off. Boom. There we go. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I have battle rap legend, hilarious fucking dude, possibly a genius, Dizaster.
I am possibly a genius.
Quite possibly a genius. How the fuck you doing, bro?
Man, how are you doing, man? It's great to have me on here, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate this shit right here.
This has probably been the most enjoyable preparation that I've ever done for an interview, just watching a shitload of your battles and just taking in so much fucking insane content, so many dramatic conflicts, so many like wars, and I'm a person, and this is just my like sort of preamble before we even get into like anything else. But I'm a person. I love to watch a debate on TV.
Right.
I love to watch motherfuckers just go at it on the news, on TV, whatever. So to watch, any good battle, to watch two people go up there with egos, and then to watch someone's ego just slowly or sometimes
start dissipating,
sometimes very quickly, just start to erode
very quickly,
is just it's crazy. Because a debate, you see someone actually like disproving something. When you're in a battle, you're really trying to disprove that person's worth,
fucking whole life and existence, and fucking family members and friends, and I don't give a fuck who you with, what you look like, what you are. Everything goes, and there is no rules. There is no you can't say that. The only rule is, hey, keep it verbal, or the shit will go fucking sideways.
Something you've had issues with in the past. But okay, let me just throw this question out there: is how'd you get into this shit? What made you attracted to the battle scene as opposed to just regular rap?
I mean, this goes.
Josh, can you have Chris do my social media?
This goes back to Adam. This goes back to. So I was born here in America. I was here till I was like about 9 years old, and I went back to Beirut, Lebanon, and I lived in Shweifet, which is an area on the outskirts of Beirut, between Hayy Salom and Beirut, and I grew up over there, and I was in the remnants of a war, bro. My childhood is a lot different from all the rappers that you have had come up here. Period. I don't think anybody has had a similar childhood to mine, except like when I came back to America, I was already 15. But that between 9 and 15 years old, I had 2 hours of electricity a day. Little simple things, bro. Like there was we didn't have what we have now. I was just, I found hip hop because it was just a form of escaping, and I was an angry kid. I was causing so much problems, and I was like a fucking pyro. I was an arsonist. I was doing all this fucked up shit, and I found my escape through rapping, because I was always competitive. But as soon as I started listening to rap shit, I wasn't like, oh yeah, let's make music. I was kind of on some like, I started writing bars, right? None of it was internal. It was all external. It was all, you look like you, fuck that, fuck everyone that's with you. Everything that I wrote was like an antagonist point of view, you know what I'm saying? So like, I started, and this is some crazy shit, I started thinking like, damn, I wish there was something that exists like this that I could be part of. Then I found out about like battling.
Right.
I seen the KRS-One, MC Shan, all the stories. I started finding out about all these New York stories of all this fucking hip hop, and I was in love with it, bro. Like I was like, this is what I want to be. And I literally.
What year is this that you start getting interested in it?
Like 98 or 97. I can't really gauge it. It was that little period of time. There was like what I thought was hip hop before that was, remember Aini Kamosi and Return of the Hot Stepper? Like, yes. I thought that was like Coolio and all that shit. Like I thought that was fucking hip hop.
Right, because we were both like as young kids, we're into rap, and we probably would have been into all kinds of different weird lyrical shit, whatever the fuck. Right. But, at that age, it's so hard to get into stuff. But at that time period, because, in the mid late 90s, it was just hard to like actually get into like cool shit, because what do you really know besides going to the fucking CD store? Yeah. You get the Source, it's about the same fucking 8 dudes every month, And
we didn't even have that in Lebanon, bro. Like seeing a CD was like, yo, this fool got a CD. Like everything was like, you had to wait for somebody to come back from like America at the time, because they still didn't have like, they opened up a Virgin later and all this shit, but in the beginning, like it was crazy. So my homie upstairs, we had a Sudanese who's a real African American, because he was Sudanese but he lived in America, but he spoke fluent Arabic, Lebanese to me. Like, because Sudanese, they speak Arabic, but his accent was even like from Beirut. So it was like we had this crazy thing, And he automatically shouts out to Brahim Hashamad, man. We like, he started giving me these CDs, DMX and Onyx and all this shit. Like, so Onyx was the first real motherfuckers I listened to bring you back why I yell so much and all that. So I started listening to just like angry rap and just antagonist shit. And I just fell into the fucking battle shit so hard that I never escaped it and never gave a fuck about anything else. Everyone's like, oh, don't you want to make music? I would like make music here and there, but it never would fulfill me like just crushing somebody. And it was just a feeling that I'm telling you. And like, it got to a point where we were like, what the fuck is this? People were like, what's a battle rapper, right? And then that's when 8 Mile came out and it changed everything
just
in 2003.
In the nick of time.
Yeah, well, in 2003, there was at least 3 or 4 years there of like, what do you mean you're a battle rapper?
Right.
Like, and I'm Arab, so I had the whole pressure from my family. What you fucking, you're supposed to be engineer. You know, I had all that going. Like, people were just like, you're not about to be no rapper. This ain't for you. Like, this ain't. But the thing is, rap always comes from a inner struggle or an outer struggle. And for me, it was just everything around me. And I was just a really fucked up kid that hip hop was the only thing that could balance me, bro. It kept me out of all the trouble that I was getting into. I probably should have died. I think I always attribute it to the pen. I just stayed at home writing. The past fucking 20 years I've been at home writing. You know?
So 8 Mile came out and were you still in Lebanon?
No. Okay. So I had came back to America by the year 2000 or late 99, 2000. Okay. I had came back and I had forced my parents to bring me here because I was telling them I was going to play soccer and get a scholarship, and I immediately bailed on that.
But okay, so what was the battle rap scene to you pre 8 Mile?
There was really just us fucking ciphering, going places, ripping people apart. I remember, I don't know if this was pre 8 Mile or after, but I was at like a Snoop video shoot and I ripped Badass apart and like he just started throwing money around. I was embarrassing him and Warren G was watching the shit. I was young, bro. But like there was nothing. It was like ciphers. You would catch people battling, you would come at them and like whoever, I ain't even get a lighter. God damn, whoever, hey, y'all got a light over there? Whoever, I got it. Never mind, I'm tripping. I'm fucking bass head right now. All right, so like whoever would be there at the time, like that's who you're battling. Good looking out. That's who you would be battling. Like there wasn't a setup thing. There wasn't a career thing over it. There wasn't writing. You couldn't know who you were gonna battle. There was no. It was a real thing, bro. And you had to go till someone stopped. You couldn't even just be like, yo, here's a minute. I'm done. Like how battlers do today. They made it easy. They made it cookie cutter. Now anybody could be a battler. They memorize a minute. I could put you in a battle tomorrow and you'll be incredible. I'll make you memorize 2-3 minutes of material. Just don't choke it.
Right. There's
no judge. You're not going to lose. Like that's how it is. There's no more judging for battles. There's no more.
So when did you actually first go to like an official battle?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know I started going to house parties. That's how it became like the most official it could be was when these house parties, when the DJ would like cut them. But in the beginning, we were battling on beats. Like it wasn't a lot of acapella. But they would like either cut the music or throw on an instrumental and everybody in the party would just move for that 15, 20 minutes. These house parties would like with kegs in them would turn into a quick fucking hilarious rap battle. And that's where I started doing this shit. Once this bitch came out to shut down a party in Chatsworth, fat chick came out and she's like, everybody gotta go home, man. And everybody's like, fuck you, pussy, and all that shit. I was like, nah, man, don't say that. I grabbed the mic and I just, and I just ripped her. And the whole fucking crowd was like, you go home, bitch, in her own house. Like that was like the craziest shit ever. Yo, that was like a crazy moment back then. And I mean, my first battle, I guess, I probably lost it. It was after like my first official, like around people judging things with structure. I probably lost it. It was right after the Osama bin Laden thing, probably in 01. Like the World Trade Center thing, or it was before because they were just hitting me with bin Laden jokes and there was no surviving them back then.
Because the people thought it was so funny.
There was no fucking liberal things today that hop out like, you can't say that to him. Right. There was none of that, bro. There was just people looking at me like, like you fucking like, oh man, like, oh bro, I would get hit with desert jokes. Like,
my God.
Even today people use Desert Eagle lines and shit like that. Like those lines back in the day were devastating.
Does it piss you off that people still think those are so funny?
It pisses me off. No, I don't care. Like, honestly, at this point, my skin's so thick, I don't give a fuck. But it pisses me off when people say it's good enough or better than my unique shit. Because I'm always writing original shit, and I find it that everybody I battle just says simple shit that the crowd can relate to, and everyone's like, you lost.
See,
you know
that's got to be kind of the problem, right? Is that the more in depth you go, the harder that the audience has a time following it, right?
Especially because like it changed now. Like for a period of time, the battle scene was more like Wu-Tangy and more about the lyrics and like the big L and big pun type of people, and now they're like literally like Soldier Boy type of stuff. Like, and that's no disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, it's just the same people now that fuck with battle rap now like swagged out shit. They like cadence, they, aura, vibes. What's the vibe like? Like, oh, I like the vibe. I ain't tripping on what he's saying.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what he's saying. The vibe is right. Like for me, I think it should be an even balance, but I don't think the words should ever be sacrificed. I don't care what your vibe is like.
Right.
That's cool. You got, go do a track with the Migos or some shit. But like I don't feel like a battle should be judged on that mainly, but I do think it's a really important part, your character. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think of like the Migos as lyricists?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're actually good. And I'm like one of these people that, even though I'm a very hardcore lyricist, I've killed people like Cannabis. People know me as that guy like that really takes the shit serious, and they expect me to be like, oh, mumble rap, fuck all these guys.
Right.
It doesn't work like that, because a lot of these guys, their voice is like instruments. Like you can't judge them like a Trippie Redd type of dude.
Right.
I don't sit there and look at Trippie Redd and I'm like,
I could fuck him
hip hop.
up.
No, yeah, or I could fuck him up.
Hip hop is dead.
Hip hop is dead.
Right.
Like, no fucking, like, it's a different thing. He's an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing is I think people would get along more if they created like two separate genres for real. But there must be some type of white people at the top not allowing that.
But
because
it's weird how people consider them to be in competition, because it's like, anyone who can rap could theoretically go be a battle rapper, but it's such a different scene within a scene, I guess.
To be a battle rapper, I think is the only thing that I don't think anybody could do. And I think, Cassidy tried and Cannabis tried. Joe Budden embarrassed himself. Shouts out to Joe Budden, by the way. Please don't get mad when you see
that
this.
Was such a good one.
Me and him have been through a lot of shit too. Like, he's told me he's gonna slap me before and all this weird ass shit. But like, we're
Really?
cool. Like, yeah. Me and Budden got into it, like, because like, these fools. I think like, cause we are those lyricists. Like, certain people really like pay attention to what we say and they get mad about shit because our opinions really matter. So like, Joe Budden will chime in if I'm dissing him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but I think, regardless of all that, that dude's a solid person. But his battle thing, what wasn't solid about him is thinking he was just, yeah, I'm just gonna walk in here. Like, he just kept on playing this off like it was a walk in the park for him. And
Right.
like that for us, all of us watching it, was like, all right, man. Like, first of all, him and Cassidy had similar things to where they like nurtured the environment around him. Like, that was thrown by Shady Records. Hollow was going up against the whole fucking Shady. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe Budden's there, like daddy's taking care of him almost. You could say like that's they're throwing the event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's different than just stepping into a fucking pit. This is why I respect Cannabis, bro. Cannabis, no one could take from him that he came in there. He had a couple of bodyguards or whatever, and that's what you're supposed to do. But like, he had no control. He gave the control to the grassroots movement. He left it in the hands of the fans and everybody else, and that's why nobody could, I feel like Cassidy and Joe Budden, they brought the industry with them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
It's pretty crazy, yeah, because when you think about it, like, there's two basic dispositions, I would say, when you're going into a battle, where you could be angry and aggressive and really seem like you're wanting to attack the person, and then the other attitude is to
Funny
be
as fuck.
dismissive.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just sort of clown them. And
Yeah.
it's a weird, tricky line to do, because on one hand, as soon as you start acting aggressive or acting angry, then you've shown that the other person has affected you to
I
a
guess
degree,
that depends
right?
on your character, right? Because I get mad all the time, but it's fake.
Right.
Like, I'm not really mad. Sometimes I've had people say, look, he's out of character, but they don't understand. No battle rappers ever really pissed me off.
Right. See, that's the thing about you, is that you're so seasoned that it's kind of like you can play with it. Like, in the sense, like, when you go out there in the fucking samurai outfit, I mean, that's like the ultimate way of you saying, like, look how serious I'm. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up lyrically, but also I'm not taking myself so seriously that you're gonna be able to hurt how I feel about myself.
That's a good
you
way
see
to
me
look at
wearing a fucking kimono.
See, it's a Dalai Lama thing. Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
And no, but like, that's a good That's a good observation because at the end of the day, and shouts out to Dumbfounded, by the way. He probably got a lot of fans watching this. You should definitely do an interview with him too, and a couple of others we're going to mention. I think Dumbfounded, he's a very dangerous, humorous guy. He's a guy from LA that I grew up. He's been my rival. I battled him the first time in 06, bro. A lot of these guys weren't even rappers. Like, we were out here warring. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing, too. There's a difference. A lot of us battle rappers, we're not overnight people. You can't just be like, somebody gave us our job, or, oh, I met so-and-so agent that gave me this hookup, or I met this guy. Like, we really put in the work throughout our whole life, so our fan base will never be taken from us, the solid one. And Dumbfounded has that and has built that out there. So my point is of this. He's so funny that just him catering to them in a battle with me would annihilate me. And I knew it because I'm too serious. So there was a part of me that was like, yo, I'm turning into a monk for this battle. You know, even though he's Korean, but like, I just think, I just, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm playing to a lot of people's ignorance too. Like, a lot of the stuff I was saying, like where I was like, I came all the way from the land of the rising sun. Like when I started it, and I was like, I was woken up every morning to your dad banging on the side of a giant drum, and every morning he made us stand in line and synchronize our hums. And instead of the Bible, I mean, they told us about how all life begun, and instead of the Bible, we were reading scriptures out of the book of Street Fighter 1. So it's like, and that's another thing is my jokes, like my racial jokes too, my cultural jokes, they're all like extremely humorous, and they have
go
a
way
lot
above and beyond.
Yeah, but it's like people know too, like they love this shit. Like some people they get offended because they don't have like they're not used to it. And I feel for those people, but they have to understand we're building each other. We're not tearing each other down.
But by the time somebody ends up in a battle with somebody like you, like an Asian guy, is gonna have to really, really be used to hearing a bunch of fucking Asian jokes.
The thing is, us and Asians, Arabs and Asians, I think have it the fucking worst in battle rap. Like, I mean, there's never been a battle where people didn't bring it up to me, and if they did, you know, maybe a couple times they didn't. But almost every battle.
You couldn't be battling a black guy and make a lot of, like, as offensive as your shit is, you're not going to make a lot of the jokes that you probably could think of because they're too offensive, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think when it's a culture, you got to have respect for the culture, too. I think as fucked up as this to say, I think like making black jokes about black folks is probably the most corniest shit you could do in a battle. And it's the only reason why is because there's so much shit that comes with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to sound like other people that really mean some other shit. You know what I'm saying? There's so much shit that comes with it. There's so much sensitive topics, especially in this country that has slavery and all types of fucking shit tied into it. I don't think, unless it's like supposed to be some really funny shit that's humorous, I don't really enjoy those just because whenever there's realness attached to something, I don't like it. As long as it's funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell a dude, like, you're so black, I bet you have a perfectly organized shoe rack. That's like fucking hilarious, right? Like, that's different than telling somebody you're so black, you look like the night sky or some shit. Like, you hear that shit in some battles. Some fucking rappers will say that.
Right.
Like, a white guy will be like, you're so black, you look like nighttime. It's like, yo, you a cornball, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same for Asians, though. I hate people that go, yo, you eat dogs and cats. Like, where the fuck is the punchline?
Yeah.
This is what you say. Can you imagine what's inside his kitchen? Spicy chicken? Brian Griffin? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could...
Yeah, you're so used to waiting until they're done laughing.
No, but it's like there's a thing where you have to be like, also be able to poke fun of yourself. Like I love like when people are like, you're so Arab, da 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 da. As long as I know it's not coming from a place where you might possibly mean something else.
Right.
Which has happened with certain rappers, and I have to ignore it. Like, it's like, I know you probably feel, because when somebody tells me, yo, you Apu worked at 7-Eleven, first of all, you're disrespectful to Indians and just every, like, people from Bangladesh and Pakistan, and you just fucked everyone off, and merged. Me, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like it when somebody will tell me some real shit about like what I am, and they're like, nah, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they really, like, some lines are amazing, bro. I battled a blind guy in Australia, and I said some crazy shit to the blind guy. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Manners. I fucking love him. You know, he told me after the battle, he's like, if you would have pitied me, because there's a lot of people that battle him, and they're like, dancing around the topic, and even though you're blind, I still one of a kind. Like they're trying to be all fucking sentimental and shit and come up with all these angles. He literally came up to me. He's like, I fucking love you. Like, you really made me feel like an equal competitor. Because I treated him like a fucking insane motherfucker. I didn't treat him like he had a handicap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the lines he told me, though, so I'm straight off, was he said a crazy line to me. He said, I'm trying not to butcher it, but it was like, even though I'm blind, and he said something like, you're Muslim, I'm blind, and I'm Christian. So he said, doesn't matter our religion, because he said, you're Muslim and I'm a blind Christian, so neither one of us could see our women. Like, that shit was like, I looked at him, I'm like, you a motherfucker, you a motherfucker. You know, I like that more than you crashed a plane in a building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, you know, that's...
Oh, my God. All right,
it's crazy.
Let me say this. How did you really start to build your name as a battle rapper? Like, what was it that actually made you start getting respect and made you feel like you were actually climbing the ranks, proverbial ranks?
In the battle world?
Yeah.
My debut was beating the world champion when I came, because like what happened was, so I'm gonna give you a little brief history. Like battle rap was in the streets of New York. You know what I'm saying? It was a prevalent thing out there. People were fucking really doing it like on the corners, but there was no structure to it. And it ended up like kind of dying out because there was no real thing to it. But battle rap as a whole is a hip hop thing, so it stayed alive everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? In 2008, a league called Grind Time popped up.
Right.
This is a national league.
And was there no real leagues prior to this?
No.
Really?
There was like other like random stuff maybe like in Canada, but not in America.
But this was the first attempt at a real serious league.
Yeah, and done on a serious level with all main fucking battle rappers.
Right.
And the World Rap Championships had just happened the 2 years before that, and the winners, The Source and Immaculate, shouts out to them too. They won the $50,000 prize, which was like the most that was given to battle rappers at the time. That's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? They give them 50 racks. So they were both the champions together though. So when this league started, Lush won. Shouts out to Lush, who pretty much was the main guy on the West Coast putting on these battles, called me and was like, yo, we're putting you up against him. And this was my first introduction. I came in and I beat him, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what, like, immediately people are like, oh, holy shit, there's a new fucking crazy guy. And let me explain something. Everybody rapped in a certain way.
Right.
One thing nobody could take from me is I'm a pioneer in my own style, you know what I'm saying? Everybody rapped very formulaic, 4 bars, 16 or 8s, you know what I'm saying? And I came in rapid fire multisyllabics with like 3s, 7s, 9s, 11s, 13s, and 17s and shit that they couldn't even put their finger on, but it was just so fucking crazy that they were swept by it. I overwhelmed everybody with my shit, and I just kept on climbing from there. And I think it really blew up in 2011 once Drake, you know what I'm saying? So I wake up one morning, you know what I'm saying?
Was that a huge moment?
Yeah, because like, look, I wake up one morning and we're already putting in mad work, and I'm starting to like see that like people around the world are fucking with me. I have fans all over the world. And like I wake up one morning and like I have fucking 100 messages from my fans, like Drake's following you and shit. Like,
wow.
So I'm like, Drake's following me. I was like, that's some crazy shit. I was like, I look on his page and I see it's his real page and it says follows you. So I'm like, all right, I hit the follow back button, right? And then I just fucking let it go. And I think it was like my girl at the time or somebody was just like, hey man, send him a DM and just say thank you or something. So I was like, oh, all right. The guy was like, thanks, like for the follow. He hit me back and was like, yo, like you don't understand, like I watch this shit religiously, like you're the fucking man and all, and like he's telling me like crazy shit about like how we write and how like nuts we are, and like he's telling me like I want to come to one of these if possible. I don't know if he said it at that time, but eventually he basically, and he started tweeting my battles like randomly. He tweeted me versus SMP, another guy, fat white dude, completely obliterated him, ate a sandwich mid battle and all that shit.
I watched that one. That's funny as fuck. You went in. Oh my god, your first round on that, you're just crazy, making fun of him for being fat so fucking bad.
It was the I was like, I met you a while ago. You obviously do not remember me.
Yeah.
But I was
What
like,
was the next line after
but
that?
it was something like, since something, you fat motherfucker, I'm gonna have to jog it. Oh, since you don't fucking do any type of exercise, I'm gonna have to jog your memory. And then some shit the first time, some shit about a
That's so
McDonald's
good.
documentary. He's like,
Yeah.
Mom, this is the part they mentioned me. Talk about his pasta recipes and the broccoli and all the shit that's clogging entry and the fucking his cholesterol's in jeopardy. And the doctor's gonna have to amputate his leg or his arm eventually. And his life, he's not expected to have a long life expectancy because of his carb dependency. And it just kept on going.
Do you ever think
it was
how
like
strange it is to be putting such an absurd amount of effort and thought
to ripping someone's soul out?
to making the most basic point, which is that you are
a
overweight.
fat motherfucker. Because look, that's the whole point. You could tell somebody, yo, you're fat, and like that's kind of whack. I would actually defend an overweight person in that scenario. Like, nah, fuck you. This guy's more talented than you. You have to prove. Like, you got to explain this shit in some way where you're more of value than the person you're trying to diss. You can't just be like, because I don't like people who be like, yo, you fat, your stomach hanging out, and like there's nothing to it. It's like you're kind of just making fun of somebody. My shit, I'm showing you that I'm superior to you. It's different. It's some alpha male shit, and you got to just accept it or rise to the occasion. I'm giving you a chance. It's an equal opportunity. I'll never make fun of somebody like that randomly.
Yeah.
But like, if you in the ring with me, this is your equal chance to say everything back to me, to tell me that I'm a fucked up person for saying that to you.
Do you ever feel weird about that? That you are like you go on camera.
I'm
and
like
you,
a personal trainer for people.
well, that you do battles where you say things that you would never say, or that really that's like the strange thing is like the reaction you must get from other people based on the fact that you can go in the ring and say things that are so. And in a lot of ways, it's like stand-up comedy.
It is stand-up comedy, and that's why people should understand that.
It's competitive stand-up comedy, and the rhyming is just part of the challenge.
100%.
It's a weird thing, yeah.
I think the reason why I could do it with a clear conscience is because I know the people are fucked up that are watching,
Right.
and everybody else is fucked up. See, like that's what people don't understand. Everyone blames the battler. They're like, how could he put out all this stuff? But what they don't know is that we wouldn't be putting it out if the ears weren't there for it. We know that that's what the people want to hear. All we do in battle rap is play to stereotypes and fucking people's average perception of things. We really don't do more than that because we don't believe half the shit we say. Maybe some people are going to slip some truth in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you tell somebody, I'm going to run through your house and fucking dome shot your grandma, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, reality is with battlers, when that battler puts up a happy birthday grandma picture, that battler is going to put a heart underneath it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's really how fucking like misunderstood it is. It really is building character with each other, and it's something brutal for online. I think you can't like walk up to like, you know, Denzel Washington and just be like, yo, man, you gunning too much people down in your movies, bro. You're a fucked up person. Like, I seen what you did in Training Day.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Like, we're putting on a form of content for you, and we're basically actors. That's why, again, we're in movies now, and you know what I'm saying? Like, battle rapping, what people don't understand is battle rappers think that music is the next step, the industry. The industry is a backwards step.
And we've seen that over and over with battle rap type people throughout the history of rap, that it very rarely works out.
Very.
And yeah, they would probably be better off
The industry is
focusing on-
backwards. It's counterproductive. I'm not saying making music is the independent game is where it's at. But the fact that these battlers have this delusion that once they make it to the music industry that they're going to be set is why they still don't understand how this whole thing works. First of all, the next level after battle rap is acting. You know what I'm saying? And until battle rappers, because what we do is Broadway. It's Broadway acting. You cannot compare us to a fucking rapper. The reason why I don't look at these guys as threats and that people see as threats is because I know if they had to do something one take, they would be like, like they wouldn't be able to. Like, we are Broadway actors. We have to like literally do something in the moment. You can't compare us to people that are perfecting something in the studio with 1,000 engineers with them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never compare. Like, even if they make the hottest product in the world, it still isn't impressive.
Yeah.
What's impressive is doing that without a third party. And what I mean by third party is the music and the beat and the people that are around you. Just you. What do you sound like as an instrument standing in front of me?
Yeah.
How How much can you do? How much damage could you do with just your voice?
Do you feel like battle rap is, in a lot of ways, it's like the most pure form of lyricism, just in the sense that
We know this.
you know, there's nothing that's like more of a raw example of who you are as a rapper than to go on stage face to face and to really just put it all on the line.
We know this, and that's why they're our biggest fans, all the biggest rappers. No disrespect to the people I'm about to start mentioning, but you know, Drake, Eminem, all these guys are stans. They're fans. Like, yeah, I shouldn't say stan like that because that's fucked up to say that. It sounds like but they are really like fans. Like when I first met Drake, he was on some like, bro, like you don't understand. Like we put the battery in his pack to make him battle. The only reason he started dissing Common and everybody else is because he was coming to our events and getting extremely charged up from these atmospheres. And we influenced him to be like, I want to do this shit. Here's the thing. This shit ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. And I think like the industry, just like we can't make the type of hits that they make, you know what I'm saying? Even though battle rappers can make music, but there's a certain level of focus that requires to create the shit. What they have to understand that we're the same way.
I bet Eminem that there's a big part of him that wishes that he wasn't who he is, so that he could be a battle rapper.
I mean, like
the stakes are just too high, Marshall. Like, it just would not be a good idea.
I think the thing is with M, like he's from a different era, bro. Like, and people have a misconception of me how I look at M. Like I was never really a fan of his like music and albums, except obviously the LP, like and all that. But like the first album. But I am a fan of Eminem as like the fucking warrior, the 8 Mile guy, the guy that comes on Tim Westwood and kicks fucking insane freestyle. I'm a fan of his freestyles and ciphers because once he turns into that person, that's who I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? But I respect everything else he does. I feel like that part of him, he wants to do that, but shit has changed so much that, I mean, you look at it this way, and again, this is no disrespect, but like I feel like Marshall, like he put out like a acapella thing right after the Body thing. We put out the movie with him. He got really excited because it's the first time he's hearing crazy lyrics again. So M gets excited and drops a freestyle. The thing is about the freestyle, and they could correct me if I'm wrong, like he does like 15 takes on it. Really? And I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why he cuts so many times. But for me, as a battle rapper that knows how hard it is to actually maintain being standing there battling someone from half an hour to an hour, I feel like he might not be conditioned to ever do a battle. That's just how I feel about it. Now, do I think if he pulls off the conditioning, will many people be able to fuck with him? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like just the conditioning aspect, him getting into the mind state of the fatigue that happens, that passes when you're up there. And I knew this was going to happen to Cassidy, by the way. That's why he had to go to a room because he couldn't even last the fatigue for like 2 minutes.
Really?
Time starts moving slow up there, bro. And the crowd is just staring at you. And it's different than a crowd coming to watch you. They can't even say, yo, I've rocked 20,000 people. This is nothing. No. That's 20,000 people sending you love.
That want to fuck with you.
That are literally like, if you go, how much skibbity, they're going to just be like, yeah. Not in battle rap. In battle rap, if you go, hup, 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 everyone's like, you know what I mean? Like, so that pressure from artists who are used to fixing stuff, doing 2 takes, dropping 4 bars, and putting another 4 bar in for the record, I don't feel like this format is going to ever be good for any rapper in the fucking world. Right. And I mean this, like, and people should respect battle rappers because of what they go through for this, because we are really more than just rappers. We are like fucking like, literally, we could compete with all those Broadway motherfuckers. They're not better than us. You know what I'm saying? We're really acting out all our shit. Emotions, fucking energy. This shit turns into real shit. This is the only place in the world where it's real. Yeah. Fuck all that Broadway shit. A bunch of fucking fairies up there fucking talking to each other. Like, our shit could be sweet.
Yeah.
And somebody could be like, yo, what was that shit you was talking last time?
Yeah.
And then it turns into like the atmosphere. You're not going to find that fucking variety of just humanity. Like, this is a real jungle. I think whoever doesn't understand battle rap, because I know you was tweeting the shit about certain people, if they find out about battle rap, they're going to be mad.
Okay, let's talk about that in 1 second. We got to give a shout out to our sponsor.
Fuck that shit.
Our interview today is sponsored by CBDmegawarehouse.com. CBDmegawarehouse.com is the largest seller of high-quality hemp-based CBD products, All their products are certified and contain the highest levels of CBD. CBD can help with anxiety, inflammation, and soreness. Every person is different, and CBDmegawarehouse.com has made it possible for you to find everything you need under one roof. They carry everything from oils and gummies to vapes and creams, making it your #1 place for all your CBD products. I know myself personally still deal with a lot of back pain and everything from all my years riding BMX, so CBD products come in very, very handy. Make sure you check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where they give out crazy deals monthly. Go to cbdmegawarehouse.com to check it out and use the code NOJUMPER22 at checkout, or click the link in the description to save 10% off your order. You fuck with CBD?
Yeah, here and there.
Well,
I'm just a heavy weed smoker. That's really all I do.
really?
Yeah.
What's a day?
I quit sometimes.
What's a day in your life like at this point in your life?
What, like in general, or are you talking about weed?
Yeah, like what do you
Right now, like it's crazy. As of right now, I'm doing so much at once, man. What a day's like for me right now is chaotic. I'm working on cartoons, a TV show, another script for episodes, a battle event. I'm negotiating a battle also with a fucking huge celebrity where people are gonna trip out. I already told you who it is. We're gonna be able to talk about it soon. It's gonna
That's gonna be
fuck people up.
very.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that, and between that and family shit and just, you know, doing my shit. Usually I'm always working out. Past like month or two, I've been fucking injured and shit. So
What happened?
just, I don't know what the fuck happened. It's either sleep or just lifting, but my whole shoulder thing, the neck stiff thing happened to me for like 3 weeks straight. It went away for a week. It came back. My shit fucked up. Maybe I should get some CBD in my life.
Yeah, we got some
Might
stuff.
have to fuck
If you
with
want
you.
anything right here, go crazy. Oh man, I might have to fucking eat some of these gummies. Yeah, so okay,
I don't fuck with edibles.
but let's talk about that. Well, it's CBD edible, so it's
Edible?
not edibles. See, exactly. If
already fucked
if I
up.
was performing
If you're
in
doing
a battle
battle,
and I said edibles instead of edibles, that's a nightmare situation.
Epidol would definitely get people to be like, all right, fuck that
They're
whole
gonna
line.
be laughing their asses off.
That whole line is, yo, I've said some ridiculous shit. Look, check it out. I once wanted to tell a dude in the beginning of a battle, this is about to be a clear body like a jellyfish, right? And I was just like, but it was like backwards. I said jellyfish, it's about to be a clear body, but I was like, this shit like a jellyfish. He like a jellyfish. This is about to be a real body. Everybody was like, what? I was trying to tell people I meant clear, man. Like the word replaced itself.
Did you just have to keep going or what?
Yeah, and I knew I was like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Like, hopefully they'll forget about that by the time I get going here.
It throws off everything. I hate it when that happens. That should be happening sometimes. Like, it's just rust and not preparing enough. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like, if I don't take the guy serious, it happens.
Right.
If you're taking someone extremely serious and you're paid well,
Right.
it won't happen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about beating motherfuckers up at battles or whatever.
Oh,
Because
man.
I'm more of a fan of the video. What's the kid's name? Billy? Where
Oh,
you
shit.
fuck him up where he comes up to you and
Shouts out
tries
to
to
Billy
challenge you.
Boondock. Yeah.
Bro,
he's the man, though, too,
That
man.
fight
Like,
to me is more legendary than the one that happened during
on
the
camera?
battle.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's so good.
I'll tell you a little story about Billy Boondock, man. I told this for some other people, but for
He goes,
the
"I had to-"
outsiders.
He goes, I had to take a couple years off to get my formulas right.
Oh yeah. You seen that? So Billy Boondock, real quick, is a dude that was named Mr. ET that I battled about 5-6 years ago. I demolished him on the spot while I was battling for some MTV shit for like $1 million on MTV for a tournament that was bullshit. Anyways, so I was battling him and I smoked him, and then he vanished and changed his name because I beat him so bad, and then showed up at an event with a new name.
After he got his formulas right.
After he got his formula together and was like, you got to battle me right now on the spot. And I had just came back off a ban. I had been banned from battle rap for a whole year for a fight. So I was just trying to chill, and I ended up doing the Homer Simpson thing and choking him out like Bart and fucking
Oh, so good.
slamming him on the wall and on the floor. And
Did you get banned for that?
no, because they understood. Boondock is a very he's a very aggressive type of guy. He's one of those dudes. I appreciate his energy. I just wasn't dealing with it at the time. But he's one of those dudes in battle rap that, like, he's a creature. This is why industry people are scared of this shit. You get around a dude like that doesn't really respect your space. He'll just be in your shit like battle right now.
Right.
I'm not going to do that to people. Like, if you had some celebrity walk in here right now, I'm not going to turn on the camera and start dissing them, even though I could and get millions of views immediately.
Right.
I could easily do that to all the people that I've been around. Could have fucking ripped everybody I was around.
That's crazy.
I could do to any of them. Like, reality is, I've been around so many of these people that, you know what I'm saying, I realized why battle rap is still like, they got to be careful with battle rappers because not everybody's going to be like me. They're going to be like, fuck this, I'm going to do this for the gram.
Right.
Especially nowadays where you could just send some shit to a fucking site or, you know, a DJ Academics type of thing or anybody that's just going to fucking eat that shit up.
Has
you know what I mean?
anyone tried to do that, to like blow up on Instagram by just going around and trying to battle everybody? Because I feel like that would work. That would definitely work.
I feel like it would work if you're respected. If you're nobody, like, imagine running up on Busta Rhymes or one of these guys and trying to like disrespect them. Like,
you might get beat up and then you're gonna go more viral.
like, I don't know. For me, the respect is more important. You know what I mean? Like,
That's out the window for this idea.
But yeah, no, I don't know about that idea, bro. But so, anyways, yeah, the Boondock shit was fucking crazy, man. I don't know how you even seen that. You're a good researcher, bro.
No, I mean, if you search Dizaster Fight, that's like the next one after, and it's just so fucking good, man.
Yeah, man, that was some really fucking crazy shit, man. It was a crazy rough period in my life, to be honest with you, man. A lot of shit was going on. I was like a real bad guy in battle rap because I'd punched a dude from New York that was out here. And
yeah, so explain that situation, because that's something that I know you've talked about a million times, but people definitely are going to want to just hear that story.
You know, not to just rehash it too much because we've done that a lot, but
new
whatever.
audience.
This is no jumper, so it's like almost like it's the first time I'm talking about it.
Because right now, at this moment, there are thousands of people Googling this fight to just see what I'm talking about. And
So this is a dude that went around punching people on the East Coast, man, and just bullying people. He's like a schoolyard bully, but he's not really a thing like that. Like, he doesn't, like, out here, like how we grew up, like, if you're gonna be that type of person, you have like a card behind you and a lot of people. He's like one of those dudes that just bullies people that are just by themselves or people that he knows he could get over. He started getting into like shit where he started fucking with the wrong people, and
this is Math Hoffa.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think, you know, he thought that I don't know what the fuck he thought. He thought that he could talk to me like he talks to everybody else.
But did you have a grudge against him
Yeah.
going into that battle?
Yeah, of course, and he knew that too.
But
Like,
to the
he put out some commercial that we were friends to people to make it look like, but we weren't.
To the extent where you thought that there was a chance that it might get violent before it even started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I was thinking there's a good chance he might just punch his way out of this. You know what I'm saying? Even when the shit happened, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. It was still my fucking round, and I was trying to finish my bars. I think if he didn't, like, just want to just, you know, speak during my shit and show that, you know, do it, like, you know, he tried to spin the whole thing as a sucker punch. You know, that was like another weird thing where, like, what world do you know where somebody's in your face, like, punch me, and then you do it, and they're like, you sucker punched me.
Right.
The fuck? Like, what? And then he put this whole thing that he got set up, and I jumped him on purpose. And we both know, bro, like, how are you gonna, you have homies with you, right?
Right.
How are you gonna stop people in the moment
Right.
that are your boys that you grew up with from being who they are? Like, it's not like a setup type of thing. It's my boy right there too. He's right in the room too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was, you know, when me and Active and all my homies were coming there, we wanted a good look for the West Coast. We didn't want to leave with chaos. It's in our fucking area. We're putting on for our city. Maybe if we were in a different city, we'd want to fucking cause problems, but why would we want to bring that to our city? So he brought that energy here, and it just ended up bad for him, and, you know, he can't do shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, he just had to bite that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's mad about it. He about to battle Hollow next month. Shouts out to Hollow the Don. You know what I'm saying? I've battled him before too.
Yeah. But so how did battles stop being judged? That's like a interesting development to me.
You know, I don't know, man. People they're too scared. I don't think people believe in themselves. Me and Thesaurus and Immaculate might have the most amount of views, amount of battles probably that are judged in the world. I don't know if anybody, like, they stopped after this period of time. People are like, we ain't judging it. People want to just be like, nah, we won, and then just go home like we won the battle. Right. And everybody wins the battle now. So there's no more real desperation to win, to prove yourself, because every battler knows he could just, well, you know, I'm just going to a show tonight.
Yeah.
It became like a show type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm all for, you know, judging battles again and, you know, getting it back where it fucking needs to be, man. Really ripping people. Once we start bringing these industry guys in who, you know, a lot of these guys have been trying to battle on wax recently, and you see people, you know, trying to like do the battle thing. I tell all these people, man, like if you really ready for this shit, get into it. If not, just stay doing your singy song things. You know what I mean? Don't think that you're gonna do this, especially like when people see like Cassidy, how he got away with that shit, like the shit that he did with Alki David, and you know that shit's not gonna ever happen again. That was a one-time thing. He's actually doing a battle soon, so we'll see how that's gonna pan out. Yeah, he's actually gonna do a battle in Smack. So if he actually pulls that off, then you know.
How would you rate the overall health of the battle world at this point, both like in real life and online?
As of now, it's in the 90s.
Really? How so?
Health, you mean like how strong it is right now?
Yeah.
The HP level of battle rap?
Yeah, what's the HP at?
The HP level's at its highest.
Okay.
I mean, we just had a movie that won all the awards at the places, and you got to understand this is in Hollywood where you can't say crazy shit. We're saying like fucked up shit in this. And, you know, you got SJWs and all types of people tripping out about it, and we still won awards with the critics. They were like, nah, we understand. Like, we get it. We get what this message is, and it encompasses real life. What we're doing, it's you can't fucking touch it. Like, how you gonna touch this type of entertainment? It's really, you can't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna want a piece of it because look at like, who's battled recently on Wax? Who did we have? What were the recent?
Pusha and Drake.
We had Pusha and Drake. What else? What did we have? I'm gonna give you a crazy example right now.
On Wax.
Right now, we had Tory and
Tory and
Joyner Lucas. Who else did we have? We had M and Machine Gun Kelly, right?
That was a good one.
Who else? Let's say those three.
Those were big.
Those three haven't been popping anywhere nearly like they were in that moment, except maybe Drake. Drake is the only one that could say that his shit was really popping without it. But even in that moment, yo, didn't Machine Gun Kelly like go #1 on the chart that fucking on that
Well, the number of views that he got was like the most he had ever gotten
in his life,
anything, but within like a week.
Okay, so like these guys' whole career is being outdone in a week. They're outdoing their own career in a week
with one battle. They
don't understand, like these people still don't understand the value of the shit and like what exactly. But as long as it's done right, like you can't just, you gotta really come, like you gotta do, like that's the way they did that was like on some musical shit. Imagine if they decided, you know what, records are not selling right now. Let's use our little fucking dweeby minds right now, and actually just put this pay-per-view and actually just come at each other in person. Every one of those people, I'm talking about everybody that fucking went on Wax, they would have made more money than they had in the last 2-3 years in a night.
Right.
Because they could have negotiated a deal to keep whatever percentage. It's not records. You're doing a battle.
Yeah.
You're doing a little acapella thing, and you know, you negotiate your thing, you get your sponsors. I don't know, man. Like for me, like they know it. They're gonna start vulturing, like whatever it is, motherfuckers better come to the source. That's all I'm saying. Cause if you are like, hip hop has been raped way too much. The last place that needs to be raped is this shit.
It's like one of the last.
It is the last. It is the last. This is why they come there, bro. This is why they come there. They watch us religiously, bro. Eminem watches this shit religiously. They all do. Jay-Z be tweeting Lux shit. Shout out to Lux. You know what I'm saying? When he did his fucking crazy moment, Jay-Z was watching like a fan, not like a fucking rapper. You know what I mean? People don't forget that we turn all your favorite idols, and this is no disrespect to them because we fucking grew up looking at them as gods, and we still do because they fucking respect us. You know what I'm saying? But like all these people, they know what the fuck it is. We try to get a lot of people to do battles. Shouts out to Busy Bone, man. Busy Bone was supposed to do a battle.
With who?
You still out here, man? You still thinking about that? I don't got to do it, but we could still like. We want to bring that notoriety to battle rap. That this is. You don't have to force people that are doing auto-tune shit to be more lyrical.
Right.
I don't want them to be lyrical. When I'm fucking driving down the highway, I'm not bumping some fucking crazy ass lyrical shit.
Right.
I'm listening to some fucking Triple X or fucking Trippie Redd or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're
I
into
really
that though. That's what you could just drive around listening to, or what?
I really like a lot of the new shit.
Okay.
I'm a very critical person. I don't like none of the fucking like fake clone type of shit.
Right.
There's been a lot of people that even came on here, and the people that you put on the chopping block type of things. You know what I'm saying? What was that one guy like? I don't know, fucking looking like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z type of shit, man. I don't know who the fuck. Like one of these dudes, like they just sound like like someone sees Juice WRLD got a thing. Then they all want to do the same fucking melody and thing. Like, get the fuck out of here. We want to hear the shit from the people that are doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's a couple little Uzi Vert tracks that I really like.
Are there any rappers, like younger up and coming rappers, that you look at them and you're
like,
I
found this little kid.
He's fucking crazy.
Oh, lyrically?
Yeah.
I mean, younger up and coming, who? I don't know. You got to name some shit. Like, to be honest with you, because
I feel like YBN Cordae.
What's so fucking crazy? I was gonna mention him. Like, it's so crazy. I thought about him when you said that. Yeah.
I wonder what he knows about battle rap. God, that would be so fucking funny if
YBN would be sick in a fucking battle. Hell yeah, let's fucking chop it up with him about it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I don't hold motherfuckers to the same standard. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Art is art. You can't just try to categorize art the way you want it to. But my whole thing is you got to notice how much this shit is art. You know what I mean? What we do is, no disrespect, harder, way harder. Yeah, making a record is extremely hard, but you have a lot of elements and things to help you get there and things that come together for you. This shit is hard.
Right.
It's only you, man.
Okay, let's say this. You know that in 2 months you have to battle, blank person that you consider to be a formidable challenge.
Right.
What is the next 2 months like in your brain and things that you're doing to get ready for that?
Well, first of all, the check comes in.
Okay.
Or nothing happens.
Right.
The deposit comes in. As soon as that shit clear,
notebook gets cracked open.
The writings start.
Right.
When the writings start, I mean, it becomes anywhere from, nah, I'm cool, I ain't coming. Oh, we got this whole thing popping over here. Nah, I'm good. Come over here to this shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like, it becomes a zone thing. And then depending on who you are, you might just go fuck off your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it becomes depending on the opponent. Again, if it's a crazy opponent, like you're saying, me versus Iron Solomon is some of the craziest shit anyone's ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Me and him was fucking insane. And that guy, I prepared for him like he was going to take my life from me.
So you just write a ton and then just go through and try to really like focus in on what the best stuff is? Or do you have stuff in mind for certain things that he might say? You have like whole things written in case he says this?
I'm an internalized battler at this point. So I be writing, I tie in my own flaws into my shit. And it's not even flaws, it's using what I already know that you're going to use against you way stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I know something is coming, here's an example. I battled a dude that I was accusing of paying for all his battles. You know what I mean? Paying to battle people and paying to battle me. But he was doing a lot of Arabic jokes at the same time, right? And he was paying to get his good looks, like, for his music and shit. And I'm like, so I basically tell him at the end, like, I was like, you ain't gotta pay me a fee. Like, I could get you where you need to go. You ain't gotta pay me a fee. Because for all those foreign jokes you were making, I'm about to shawarma rotisserie flame him so that way I could put you in rotation for free. Like, but like saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tying in. If I know you're gonna do some shit, I'm gonna tie it into some fucked up shit about you. You know what I mean? So, and if you don't use it, then you could probably make me look bad. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, but then I'm playing with it. Like, if I know you ain't gonna say some shit, I won't mention it. It's a back and forth thing, bro. And I'm rebuttaling shit. And I'm one of the last people that do this. People think freestyle nowadays means, well, there's two forms of freestyle. I'm still on the like real freestyle thing, like where it's off the top, not like random subjects. Not a verse about random subjects, but I actually will improvise against you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that not enough people do that?
No, we're very few.
And do you just expect the audience to be able to tell which parts are written and which parts aren't?
They know, but what sucks is they don't appreciate it as much anymore because they're spoiled now and they want crazy bars the whole time. So if you kick a freestyle that's not up to par with the most insane shit they've heard, they consider it like a bad line, even though it is improvised on the spot, which takes a lot more fucking brain power.
It's weird to think that like there's like a type of rapping that goes on in battles that is like really hard to find outside of battles, and just in the sense of like really shoveling each bar full of so many consonants or so many syllables that rhyme with the next bar that it's like it's such a flex to be able to say like, look, I just made sensical sentences out of these insane string of syllables and I actually made this work. But it's like that's like something you don't see a lot in modern rap. They just don't have. And
people
like,
hate on
the
this shit when I do it. It's weird because even in battle rap, like syllabically intertwining your patterns and making them relevant, like people are like, "Yo, those words too big." What the fuck do you mean? Like this was the whole fucking point of this shit. Like if you look at how New York battle rap or like rap in general started, it was based on how smart were you, like how big was the new word you had New Yorkers saying hypochondriac and like using crazy words like that you haven't heard before. Cannabis coming out with Channel Zero and just.
Do you feel like Cannabis sort of almost killed that whole mentality?
What
because
you mean?
He just took it to such a crazy extreme that he made like a joke out of it to a certain extent just because he was saying so many fucking lyrical miracle spiritual, like lyrical miracle spiritual is like the cliche.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And I'm gonna say some shit right now. This might be really controversial, but I know the real ones will feel this. I think the corporations and the outsiders destroyed hip hop. I don't want to sound racial, but certain group of people destroyed hip hop, right? And they made it simplified and they pushed all this stuff because that MC that we're talking about is a threat to all societies, is a threat to all injustices across the world. People like Immortal Technique, shouts out to him. There's been people their whole life that have existed that have, you know, even going back to NWA, what they were doing. Like this is a deep thing where rap was pushed in a certain direction because the tongue is a fucking weapon. And the battle rapper is here to remind you guys all that because you guys see us battling with each other, having fun, saying shit that doesn't mean anything to you guys. But once we start battling really big people and saying shit that actually y'all could relate to, you're gonna realize that this is a certain power that they do not possess. You can't have this. I mean, 90% of the industry is all ghostwriters. It's a front, and you know that.
Oh,
how many people realistically still write their own shit? You'd be surprised. I'm not gonna ever drop names, but the people that I found out that don't write their shit almost made me just fucking rip my hair out.
Really?
It's that bad. Made me like want to punch myself in the face for just, I don't know, man. It's a fucking trip. It's a wrestling thing. So it's really.
But as a hip hop fan, do you feel like in a lot of ways that sort of disillusioned you to the whole thing?
What you mean, like
just knowing that many people aren't actually writing their own shit? And I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know that many people who don't write their own shit. I know of some artists.
You'd be surprised. The thing is, some of them write like a certain part of their own shit, but it's like, it's not what we thought it was.
Right.
It's heartbreaking. It's actually heartbreaking for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know the industry, it's accepted to have people write your shit. I think that was part of, see, I exposed a battle rapper for doing this. And it was a really big thing online. Actually, Drake came with me to the event, which was like really fucking crazy because I don't know, because I know like industry rappers, like I don't hold them all to the, like you have to write all your shit. I don't believe that. Somebody might give them a new song that they want to do and be like, hey, check this out. I know Drake or all the big guys are probably going to be like, yo, I'll do this song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe we offend them or something because I felt like even when I did that whole shit, I like offended everybody because I was saying how much I look down on a human being not using their own bars. I caught a battle rapper buying bars from another battle rapper, bro.
How did you catch that? How did you find out?
I know the other guy, and I kind of pressed him into telling me.
Really?
He's the homie too, but like he didn't want to tell me, and I just kind of, you know, he was trying to protect that other guy, but that other guy was already being a fucking punk about it. So I just pressured that situation and got it out of him. And I got him to send me screenshots of their whole conversations. And I brought the PayPal to the event. Now check this out. This is why I
gotta watch this one. I forgot.
I'm going to send you
the
this.
link, yeah.
Me and the Canadians started having friction because I was building the Canadian scene. I went out there for a while and just built that scene. You know what I'm saying? And when that happened, I just lost my whole love for that scene because what happened was they still screwed me out of the battle. They started booing me for doing it.
Really?
The crowd loved him. So when I brought out the papers, either they didn't understand what I was doing or they were like, fuck you type of shit. And they were booing and they still gave him the chain. We were battling for the championship. I was the champion. Like, it was my shit. And they took it from me because he was from Canada and they didn't care how important that ghostwriting thing was to me. I was just like, nah, bro. And everybody got mad at me that night.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was really
They
fucking
felt like
bad.
that was the thing that went over the line.
I just feel like maybe people don't hold that nobody holds the same standards. I really don't want to come off disrespectful to people who do that because some of my favorite songs are not written by, like, I found out like there was a Rihanna song that I really fucking loved. Boom, ba-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. It's like some shit that goes like that, right? I know they're gonna know which beat I'm talking about. It's not even her. It's not even her shit.
Really?
The whole fucking thing. And when I heard it, I was like, damn, I'm a Rihanna fan. This shit is hard. It had like a crazy funky bass in the back of it. The whole fucking shit is for some other artist.
Right.
Like, and when you start realizing that, it's like, then fuck it. We shouldn't ever been, all we want is like, yo, you battle rappers over here, you get a special thing because you motherfuckers put in crazy work. We gotta come up with a new album every time we rap. The amount of rap, we put out like 10, 11 minutes of rapping. That's about like how much there is in an album versus all together, right?
Right.
Snoop, let's say, did the gin and juice thing 20 years ago, and he gets paid for every fucking show he goes to. Every time he repeats those lyrics,
That is fucking
he
crazy.
gets a check, right? If I repeat my bars, do you know what happens? I have to reinvent myself every time I step there, just like all the other battlers do. Every battler that's put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And what do we do it for? Bragging rights and respect. And even though we making a living, we making bread now out of it. We making money. I'm not gonna fool you, but we came up on a struggle with this. 500, 1,000, fucking battle for free.
Yeah.
Fly out here, we'll put you in a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? And it became what we built it. You know what I'm saying? 5-digit paychecks. And
How much preparation would you have to do if you were going to battle somebody that you thought was trash, that you thought you could just beat them? Like,
I'll just fucking freestyle, bro.
you could do that. Anyway.
Yeah, I've done that to almost everybody I've battled that it wasn't a top dude.
Really?
I do that to like really good people
Wow.
because I just don't believe they're a threat. And it's a bad thing. I don't think I should do that. I'm not going to sit here and act like
Too
it's
risky?
the right thing. No, you're supposed to respect the craft.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are things that you learn, you know what I'm saying? Because you're giving the fans a piece of you every time, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, there's other factors that, you know, that go into it. You know, that's why I guess we're really hard. Battle rappers are hard on like, you see the whole like, oh, mumble rap and all this shit. And like, you see there's like this whole thing like where they're like, fuck all this backpacking shit. Because there's a thing. You got people that got art. It's swag. It's like, you know, the Fat Nick guy and all those guys. I used to troll the shit out. I trolled
Really?
the fuck out of him and Supreme
know
Patty and them. They lost their mind. They try to act like they were, you know, I started putting up videos of them to like my fans and like putting crazy captions. Like if I had a fucking kid like this, I would bleach it and set it on fire and like just saying crazy shit, right? And like they all came onto my shit commenting, but I really don't look at them like that. Here's the thing. A lot of like the Fousey guy. That guy thinks he's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's to me like,
song.
it's like you could do all the other shit, like the other shit that you're doing. Just I don't know. Like for us, like we're battle rappers. We gonna try you. We grew up
He's
doing
probably
this.
the only person who really sort of battle rapped on this podcast
Oh
because
my
he
God.
started basically rapping his verse from one of his songs at this dude Sam Pepper, and one of the lines was Bella Hadid hit my DMs with an XO, and he said it like it was the most lethal bar
And like in
ever.
a battle, someone would tear you apart for that.
Oh my God, it was so,
Like,
you got
because-
an XO in the DM and you're breaking. That's so good.
Like, cause you could just be like, "Are you desperate or what?" You sent her a DM and she ain't letting you fuck, man. Even if she hit you back, she'd still be setting you up. And that's just me just freestyling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this type of shit does not work in our world. People like that should not act like they could do shit like that. I hate like Shia LaBeouf trying to battle. Like when I see certain people, this is why I smashed on James Corden and he called my phone crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, no, respect to him because he apologized and he showed that he actually does care about the culture. The same with you when I hit you up dissing you. Like we got this interview. I hit
Did
you up.
diss
like,
me? What do you mean?
I didn't diss you, but I was like, man, why don't you fucking put on fucking battle rappers
Right.
and not like, you know, and I wasn't dissing the long neck motherfucker and the short neck motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But
I think a fan said something like, "Oh, like you should."
this is the thing. I think like these people that you put on, it's amazing that you do that for them. But I also think that there's certain aspects of the culture that everybody looks past. And since this is like a cool ass culture type of thing, we should be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? And when I hit up James Corden, I told him the same shit. You should bring the culture into this. You got all these fucking actors rapping, doing a thing that like people in LA grew up out here bleeding for. And you out here in our city not hitting nobody up. And he hit me up and was like, yo, bruv, I didn't mean to, bro. I didn't. I know I'm from Britain, bro. Like, I don't know. And I was just like, it's all good, man. It's just, we just wanted to, you know, see that you know, respect what we doing, because we're going to start shredding rappers really soon all over the fucking place. And that's what we planning on doing, is setting up these events where motherfuckers will come down and really show what they can do. You know what I mean?
Is that so? That's the plan, is to figure out how to do events where people could sort of, because that's normally when you go to these battles, it's just a couple of relatively big name battles, right? There's no way for somebody to get a chance if they or
What you mean?
to really build their name up if they're a nobody, right? Like, how do you go from sort of scratch?
It became like how it is with the industry. Like, no one's gonna work with you if you're not a big name. You know how like all the big names will work with you if you're hot.
Yeah.
So if you was small name but you're really hot, someone might give you the shot. You know what I'm saying? But nobody gonna fuck with you. Like, it's hard, bro. It's became the same shit. Like 1,000 SoundCloud rappers trying to do the same shit with colorful hair and tats. Battle rap got the same shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the same people talking about the same shit with the same hand movements, and they think that they're gonna get somewhere. And the thing is, you gotta have something about you to stand out and be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hear a Trippie Redd song, like, he sounds very different. You know, and I wish it. He does all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then if you hear another motherfucker doing that,
Right.
you're like, bro, how am I gonna respect your shit? And that's the difference. Like, people need to understand, because I still get on these fucking hamster fucking face fucking pussy ass motherfuckers,
I
man.
just-
That full fucking fat dick is funny as shit. He makes good music though, man. Those guys make good music.
Hey, shut up. No, but I just can't
Those guys are
imagine
cool.
you battling somebody who was like really trying to be something that they aren't, because you're just so experienced with like telling people what they are. And if it's sort of obvious that they're not valid, and I feel like you could just tell them that.
But sometimes the crowd will hold them up. Like, I did that to Cassidy. I stripped his whole street shit. It's all fake shit. I fucking put it on blast, but it was in front of his friends.
Right.
Like,
and they were talking the whole time and shit. That's a huge factor, is just the sound and the people talking and shit, huh?
It was a good experience for me, like, because whenever I talk about it, his fans, he got like the weirdest fans ever. He has like Taylor Swift type of fans. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like Beehive type of Beyonce fans. They're like very fucking stanny culty, and they just come out and they're like, you're still talking about Cassidy. It's just like, look, this is what it is. This is what he did. The culture still give him another chance to actually show, because nobody was happy with the shit, even though people were mad at me because I didn't kill him.
Right.
Everybody ripped my head off, bro. I got executed by everybody.
Really?
Oh, you were a failure and all. They didn't even know what shit I was going through. They just like, fuck you. You didn't perform. That's all that matters here. But that's good, because we just starting to get into that. Like, you got to know, when there's big money on the line, things go wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, battle rap is a grassroots culture that wasn't meant to have tons of money in it. There's supposed to be enough to constantly keep it going and people to just be living a good life. When it starts being like millions on the line and you're talking $500,000 investments and shit like that, shit gets crazy, bro.
Right.
Fights behind the scenes, people want their money, people, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's owed, he wants to get paid before you. This guy's owed, or if he don't get paid, he suing this or that. And you got all these problems that go on with that. Unless it's done the right way, controlled by one or two people. This is what I would say. The whole thing should be done by one or two people. Like, when there's too many people involved, that's what happens, bro. And it's just, I don't know, man. We really bring in views. So like, whenever a battle happens, like our careers are different than like people that do music, because they steadily put out like albums and they're constantly getting like plays.
Right.
our shit like spikes and goes down. Like whenever we have a battle, you check our Google Analytics, we're ripping the internet apart.
Right.
We're trending everywhere on Twitter, and you know what I'm saying? But it's just, how do you make that a constant thing without it fucking falling apart and becoming like a real, almost like a culture vulture thing to the grassroots fan base? Because you got to make sure you protect that. That's the most important thing with this battle shit, is that we get big doing it. We get involved with the industry cats, and we bring in our rappers and the legends that we've looked up to, but we make sure that we do it in a way as they respect what we're doing, and that they're going to make sure it's done successfully, not a fucking circus show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you were saying to me privately that you wish that you had been like consistently putting shit up on YouTube throughout your career.
Like, I didn't put shit on my channel. I have fucking hundreds of millions of views on YouTube.
They're all on other people's channels.
Like the KFC shit that people are doing now, I did that freestyle fucking 10 years ago in Australia. And that shit ended up on England and on TV in England. Like, people were watching it on like Channel 4. There's something called RooTube out there. People were watching that shit in England, like telling me like, yo, you're out here battling in KFC in England. Because I walked in, I freestyled my shit though. Look, these kids are preparing these prank type of things. And my boy was like, yo, walk into KFC right now and freestyle. And I walk in and just start doing like a kind of an Eminem impression and just fucking with the fucking guy behind the counter. And
people are going viral right now doing stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like guys doing like, there's a guy that just did a KFC rap and shit. Like, he like rapped.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, I'll send that bullshit to you.
But so yeah, like what do you think? Like, what is the optimal use of your talents at this point in your life in terms of like how you view what you
what can we do
with your talents? Yeah, like what's the ideal use
I
of
really want to say it right here, but I want to say to you off the you know why.
Right.
Like, because that's the thing. That basically it's bringing together these certain entities that are going to allow me to have the right sponsorship, the coordination. I have the pay-per-view shit. I got everything set up for me to be able to take this to the next level and protect it while it's going there without it falling into some wrong hands. Right now, I know that's the next step. And then creating more revenue for us and the artists in the industry that think that we can't help them because they're touring their ass off to get their money when they can rap for 9 minutes and get all that money. All of it. 9 minutes. Stand there for 9 fucking minutes. And you'll get the same amount of money you'll get for touring for 6 months. So there's a lot of ways that we could turn this into a lucrative opportunity for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just all on how pussy people are. how smart they are to realize it. A lot of people might look at it like a risky thing, but it's always that risk on the other side of it is the crazy reward, and a lot of people don't know that. There's going to be a lot of artists. There's already been a couple people that turn shit down. I've hit up a couple people already and let them know, like, what's it going to be? Here's the investment.
Right.
What you want to do? You be claiming all this lyrical shit. I'm not going to put them out there, but I hit up some of your favorite people.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? How you turn down money. Yeah. There's only one explanation for that.
I mean, it's a weird thing too, though, don't you think? Because like, if you go to battle somebody who's really famous, like they could spend as much time as they want looking into you.
They can't use the whole, oh yeah, my career is out there, because chances are we got an equal history, bro. I've been on the internet for fucking since YouTube has been around, and I got too much shit out there. Yeah. I mean, like millions of things that are misperceived and taken in ways that you could easily use against.
When I saw Hollow battle Joe Budden, and he just immediately like, don't you ever put your hands on a woman.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire, right? That was my favorite part of the battle.
That was amazing. Like, it was just so well
done. So that's
done.
kind of the type of stuff that happens in battle rap. Again, when I told Cannabis, I was telling him about all this bad business he did in his career. And at the end, I was telling him, that's why you showed up over here with that stupid looking sling on, because in real life, you were never a good shoulder to lean on. Those type of things hurt people's feelings, bro.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to rap after that. He didn't rap after that. And I know when Hollow probably stopped the shit, was like, stop this shit, I'll fucking beat your ass. That fool was, even if he wasn't scared of Hollow, and obviously he's not, he's got a shady thing with him, he's not scared of Hollow. You know what I mean? Still, in that moment, he was like paralyzed.
Yeah.
He was like, and he can't say that he wasn't because it's a confrontation thing in battle rap. If you got skeletons in your closet, somebody will come, put this shit in front of you, and then you have a little glitch in your eye, and the camera go and catch it. And when that shit start moving around, you out of here.
You ever play poker?
Nah, everybody asks me that fucking question. Get the fuck out of
That
here.
just
I don't
popped into my
gamble.
head.
I will never gamble in my life.
Okay, but to what extent is a good poker face like a big part of being a good battler? To be able to sit there and hear something that brutalizes your soul.
It's a very important thing.
And you still
The
keep a
defense
face
in
on.
battle rap is like a really important thing. People do all types of shit. They try to like talk on the phone, walk away from you. I think all that looks corny. There's some people though that know how to just, and they're just like that the whole time. Can't
Just
even think of who,
stone
but there's
face.
a couple people that do that, and I'm not really like that. My reaction is I just enjoy your shit. So it just, you really can't tell if something's affecting me because I'm just enjoying all of it.
See, I see you like applauding, like here and there, and laughing at certain shit.
I watch battles when people are hitting me like a fucking critique judge.
Right.
I stand there in front of them like a judge. I'm like, that was a good bar. That one sucks. Dope.
Yeah.
Fire. Then a haymaker. Holy shit. Like I'll be like, damn. I'll even dab someone up mid round because I don't need to do all the extra shit. I believe in my shit. I don't really do all that.
I mean, I think it's a good approach because it's like you want to keep reminding the audience that this is a battle. They don't actually mean what they're saying. The fact that I can appreciate it is proof that this is just talk.
You know, and I think the more you show that in a battle, people understand what this thing is really about. It's about sportsmanship, respect for the MC, you know, walking away, learning something from each other and becoming stronger. I don't think you could become stronger without competition. I suggest everybody should at least not try to battle, but try to become competitive in some form because I don't think battling's for everybody.
Right.
But keeping the competitive spirit, because that's what like hip hop's based on, in my opinion. That's the growth. Once the competitive thing stops, there's too much like clicking now in battle and not battle rap, in rap. There's too much clicking. Like you'll see somebody who has similar swag to another person and it'd be like, yo, I like you. I'm trying to do shit with you.
Yeah.
And they'll just like, you just see a guy with pink dreads and orange dreads together just being friends and shit.
That's
but
so
like,
true.
but here's the thing though. When they beef with each other, that's what everybody wants to see. Like, think about it. Like, whenever you see, like, even the Trippy and 6ix9ine shit and all that shit that happened, like, that shit's entertaining.
Yeah.
All of it. Like, regardless how we feel about anything at the end of the day, it's fucking more entertaining than them doing a track with each other. I don't give a fuck about you guys doing a track with each other. Didn't they do a track with each other? Nobody cares about it. That's the whole point. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like competition is really important for everybody. I think everybody should be on that competitive thing.
A lot of people, though, accuse them of faking their beef, and I don't
Oh,
believe
for real?
that. Well, I don't believe that at all, to be totally honest. I don't believe that they faked the
Yeah,
beef.
there was a little bit too much extra shit on 6ix9ine behalf for it to be.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous and extra as fuck, but I don't really think that it was like faked. I believe that to a certain extent, they probably knew that by hyping it up that it was helping their careers and everything. But, you know, there has been a lot of rap beef that people have rumored or said like, oh, this is actually like fake for real. Like this is something where, oh, you want one? Bearwood, pre-rolled blunts, good stuff. Got the big fat one right here too.
Hey, spark it.
You usually need a torch to light this one.
I don't know. This shit dead. I don't have an ashtray. You got an ashtray up here? I'm kind of like just.
A message from the Los Angeles Kush Department of Agriculture. It's like you're down at the Kush.
I don't like how I'm treating your table like an ashtray. This shit look like my house thing.
No, it's okay. I don't mind at all when people do that here. But
How am I gonna put it out though?
there was a bunch of girls in my crib the other day, and they were, oh, you want someone to put it in?
Hey, that's another thing we go get into, girls and battle rap.
Yeah, I seen you fucking telling this fat girl so many. Oh god, it was the meanest shit I
Oh,
ever
you
seen.
talking about? No, it
You
wasn't.
said you got a black Rob dad bod. Like, oh
No,
my
I said
God.
you and Black Rob have matching dad bods. You know what I think of when I see fat broads? Hand jobs.
Dude. Because it was so mean. Because she actually was bigger, and
I love
Man.
Official, man. Shouts out to Official. That's my baby girl, man.
you were just destroying her.
She's hard as fuck. New Orleans.
Yeah, I guess
resident.
I might need to watch like another.
She's
battle
hard
with
as
her
fuck. You got to
because-
watch her versus Jazz the Rapper, man. She's crazy. She told a virgin chick, "Look, watch me hit you with one of her lines." She told a virgin rapper, well, at the time, named Jazz and shit. She told us some shit like something like, I don't know what the setup was, something like, oh, you scary, like something you scary. How you gonna pop a 9? Bitch, you too scared to pop your cherry. Because she kept telling her, I'm gonna pop you, and the crowd just, that shit was one of the biggest haymakers I've ever seen. Like, female battle rap is kind of incredible. Really? I actually was talking about like battle rappers, like when we started traveling the world, we started getting crazy, like fucking chicks, bro, like crazy shit. Like even with Drake, like once I went, like he invited me to a couple of his parties and just shit was wild, bro. Water slides, titties flying everywhere, bitches getting fucked in all the rooms.
Really?
Crazy ass shit. Like just like being a battle rapper is a crazy, like if you're at the top, it's a crazy experience. I went all over the world, bro. I went to the Philippines. I battled in the Thrilla in Manila, this stage where Muhammad Ali and Frazier threw punches, bro.
Really?
Like really on that stage. We was going wild out there. Australia, I must have smashed like 15 in like 12 days. Like it was just out of control. I had a like 2-story thing on the river. Like just like this battle shit could treat you really good if you good at it. And you know, and we've seen some shit in battle rap. Like man, I'm telling you, you can't walk around anywhere in the world being like respected like this without having, like, we're not superstars. We have full independence of our shit. There's nobody to tell us what to do, and we just get to enjoy it. Sign autographs everywhere. We go all over the world. Like, I went to Sweden when I was like fucking 24 years old, and people on the subway were tripping the fuck out. And that was like my first like hour in Sweden.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just a kid off YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And we're not like these pop culture kids. We just respect our rap shit, and these people are following us because of our rap shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Where did or what's the status currently of your relationship with Daylight?
Daylight is he's a part of my squad. But like Daylight, every like probably like year or two, he goes on his little, and he goes into his crazy like zones where he like does music, turns into these characters. Right now, he's Bradley, which is a white guy.
That's the white guy. So, but I mean, when he does something like that, we all assume that that's just for the interview, right?
I mean, yeah, okay. Daylight mastered the internet, in my opinion. He understands how that shit works. I think he's willing to do certain things that a lot of people are not willing to do. The guy got a fucking Spawn tat on his face. Like, I don't think this is like a thing that needs to be discussed. He don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about him.
You've
like,
known him forever.
Yeah.
But
we grew up with him.
Bro, what about that?
He grew up with him for
What
real,
about that story he told about you on Vlad back in the day about you fucking shooting at some guy?
I wouldn't take any of that serious.
Really?
What, when he was talking about me shooting out of my sunroof and all this shit?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to it and thinking like, is this a troll to just hype his friend up and make you sound like a fucking psychopath?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Don't believe anything he says, especially like that when he's online saying some shit like that. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, if that
I'm
was
not trying
true,
to have cops come up to me and ask me like crazy shit because of what Daylight's talking about. Like, people need to understand that Daylight. Did cops ever come to me because of Daylight? No, but like, I mean, Daylight be saying crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything could happen with him. He might just say some shit one day and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I need to always let people know he's doing his Daylight thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he said some shit like I brought a bomb in a club once. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how to make bombs. Yeah, I'm Arab and all that. I know how to build assault rifles. I got, you know, I'm with that shit, but I don't know how to fucking make bombs and shit. So
he could definitely
takes it a little bit too far.
He could definitely get you in jail. But when I heard that story, I knew it wasn't true. Because
no, keep it in there. I'm gonna roll one right here.
I knew it couldn't be true because I'm like, if Dizaster's actually crazy like that, then there's no way that it hasn't been in and out of jail his whole life. Like, if you shot out of the fucking sunroof over nothing, like, what?
Yeah, nah, I'm a little bit more responsible with my shit, man, and I like extremely big fucking firearms, not the ones you could just carry around lightly. So
right,
yeah,
you run into a lot of situations where you feel like you need a gun on you.
Listen, man. Listen, man.
You in the streets?
There is no human being ever that should ever be told that they don't have the right to press that fucking final red button to save their own life. Right. There should be no human being that believes that everything is always going to be okay and that if something happens, I'll just call somebody. Every person should have a final red button or whatever the fuck you want to call it that you hit in a situation where it's you and yourself and you have to keep yourself alive. I don't think any human being shouldn't have access to a gun, bro.
You ever shot somebody?
No.
Just never came to it?
I mean, I'm not in a situation where I have to do that.
Right.
I don't put myself in situations where I'm like, I grew up around this shit like heavily. So like I automatically knew like I was one of the people that got a wake up call super early. You know, you see a lot of people that come out here and they join gangs or they start throwing up gang shit, saying like they're from certain places and shit. Like I learned immediately at a young age out here how serious that is. We've had people get killed at battles in LA. It's different than other places.
Over gangbang shit?
Yeah.
Really?
Gang members showed up at a battle. Yeah, man, 2004.
They just see the wrong guy.
3 people got fucking shot. 2 people got killed.
Wow.
And it was some wild ass shit, bro. Like, yo, the dude that got jumped looked like Long Neck, just with a normal neck. You know what I'm saying? Normal neck. That's what he looked like. Normal white neck. And he was just a dweeb. And some essays just marked him out because he came into the parking lot and they was standing in the middle drinking in the parking lot and he's just trying to get in from the entrance. He's like, beep, beep, get out the road. And they just pulled him out the car, beat the dog shit out of him. Long story short, a couple of people show up and this kid gets beat to a point where he almost died. Like they stomped him to oblivion. The kid was gone. And then some crazy motherfuckers show up and they start asking questions. Hey, cuz, who jumped the little white boy? Everybody was like, like, we all know what's going on over here. And they just start throwing up certain gangs and lit the whole fucking place up. And this was at a fucking battle event. And it wasn't really over battle rap, so I don't want to make it sound like it was over, but it was at a fucking battle rap, you know what I mean, event. And we've seen a lot of this shit out here too, like cats just really early try to jump into some shit they don't know about because it looks cool, because it's a fashion thing. Oh yeah, like I'm a blood now, or I'm this, or I'm that. And that shit ends really fucking quick, you know what I'm saying? Especially like, you know, out here, I'm pretty sure you've seen really quick, like coming out here, how different it is, you know what I'm saying?
On the East Coast? Hell yeah.
I mean, and that's not to like brag or anything, because it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
There's a whole like kind of thing out here where you got to know how to move out here. You can't really just, there's kind of like LA and California in general is an organized place. You know what I'm saying? There's organization, maybe not too much, but still exists to a certain extent.
I've seen a bunch of different battles where people tried to be like, oh, you got your Grape Street goons with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your connection to them?
Well, the thing is, it's not a street thing.
Okay.
I don't have a street connection to them. That's like my homies that I grew up rapping with that are my fucking boys, my people, you know what I'm saying? People that I started this dream with. Like, when we started this shit, it was really, everybody was from somewhere except me. I walked into a place that was all gangbangers, you know what I'm saying? And my first battle, rest in peace, Pokeswell, you know what I'm saying? He was a blood, you know what I'm saying? And I battled him. The first dude I ever battled, like, in a LA, like, environment where we set up our thing out here, and when the street acapella thing started, he gone now. Like, that's how serious it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people out here really living this life that they're born into. Like, my people, like, they were just been doing this shit since they're like 3-4 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, real young shit. And that comes with the game, like being your homies. That just comes with the game, who your homies are. Like, they can't, that just be around you, you know what I'm saying? You can't really, I don't wear that shit on my sleeve like I could, like other how fucking rappers are, because they can't wait to like say some shit like that. But I know what come with that. I know what come with that, being an outsider and being like, yo, I'm from Bompton.
Yeah.
Because like some people will be like that because, yeah, that make them feel a certain way, but they don't understand what come with that once you start moving that way. I don't know. I grew up out here, so like I don't need to be like
You
giving advice on that. Huh?
You try to stay out of all that, like claiming to be with whatever.
I would rather my people's really, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's always ways for us to, you know what I'm saying? Like, artistically, content, use our talent in those type of ways. There's certain people who like using that as a card, but like, I've already learned from the negative energy, that shit ain't productive. It don't get you nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people doing this shit for a fashion now. They want to they think it's a cool thing. They doing it in battle rap, by the way.
Right.
It started in battle rap. It started in battle rap, you know what I mean? And, you know, my peoples feel a certain way about that, but that's for them to speak about it. For me, I just look, it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's as much as I'm going to say about it.
Fucking crazy. But is Daylight from Grape Street? Is that part of what they're
when
saying?
you say from Grape Street, like, you gotta know what you're saying. Like, He's not a gang member, no.
Okay. But
Daylight grew up there. He was around there. He grew up with all the homies who actively banged, but Daylight wasn't in the projects like that. I mean, I don't really want to talk about his shit. When you ask him, he'll tell you, but like I could say that Daylight is not a gang member. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't bang. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
who's like the greatest battler to have ever lived?
You know, one thing I hate doing, man, and I hate when people put me on the spot, because what I've done in battle rap, there's no human being that has done. Nobody could even say they came close to accomplishing what I did. But if I was to say that I'm the greatest, I feel like I would be disrespecting so many amazing fucking battle rappers. And I just don't have it in me at this age and what I'm trying to do and how we trying to put on right now for everybody to just come on here and be like, well, you know, it's for sure me and that's it. There's a lot of fucking amazing battlers. You know what I'm saying? There's at least 10 right now. There's probably like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like incredible battlers. And we go back and forth. But like what I've done, you know what I'm saying? People could have opinions about what I've done. They could say, oh, well, you know, I think you lost this or you did this. I think, you know, the accomplishments that I've done and how much I've pushed this game forward and always having the fucking ceiling breakers and all battle rap. And, you know, there's something to say about that. Like I've always been the major catalyst in it. And there's people like Lux and Mook and Hollow the Dawn and Arsenal and a lot of other people, Pat Stay and people. I don't want to like leave people out, but there's a lot of, you know, like rappers Conceited that's out there doing his own shit. And there's Hitman, Hollow, Averb, a lot of other dudes that are just doing their own, like in their own like pockets of, you know, there's Sue Surf who he's from Jersey. His music is popping, you know what I'm saying? So there's all these rappers that are in their own pockets and battlers are good at what they do. I'm the international thing. Like, so, you know, when you say like the best of all time, a lot of the street dudes are not going to mention me because they would rather go with the New York shit and all that. And I respect that because I don't believe that I'm the best at that. But when it comes to battle rap as a whole internationally and just on a level of just relating to all figures, bro, I have a battle in Arabic. I went to Lebanon, started dissing people in Arabic. I've been to all these different countries, bro. I've been to Holland. I've battled in Holland. I've battled in Switzerland. I've battled in Germany. I've battled in Sweden. I've battled in the Philippines, New Zealand, Australia, England, Canada, Lebanon, and I'm forgetting some shit.
From your perspective, isn't there supposed to come, like every great athlete is supposed to just hit a certain age where their skills start to go downhill?
There's no way in rap that's even possible.
You don't think so?
No, and I think it's not possible. And I'm gonna make this clear, the age thing will never be anything. Black Thought right now is probably the most clear-minded, incredible MC on the planet. And he's probably the oldest one.
Right.
And the reason why I'm telling you this is there's a thing that comes with age that you can never get no matter how young you are. The problem is when you're young, you have this motivation that when you're old is non-existent. You have to create it. It's up to you. Only thing that happens to people that age is they lose their motivation to wanting to constantly make things happen.
Right.
Because Eminem had his little rough spots, but came back with like crazy ass tracks and glimpses and showing that he could still easily do it. And there's a lot of people that are like that. When you're young, you have a certain power about you, but you're not complete. Let me give you an example about you. Imagine if you had this podcast 12 years ago. How fucked up these interviews would be.
Yeah.
You with no tats up here looking like fucking
I just think about all the
Jerry
time
Seinfeld with no glasses
when
on.
it comes to doing a podcast, it's like you very, very rarely see people who are famous or well known for having conversations on camera who aren't a bit older. And when I think about even the funniest, coolest, like 22-year-olds that I know, they still don't have like much of a perspective on hip hop history to be able to sit there and have a conversation about how something that's happening today compares to
Life in
50
general.
Cent, Jay-Z, whatever the fuck we've all seen before. Yeah, and just life in general. It's really hard. And like, I think, yeah, you're right though, because it's like, if you were 18 right now and you had all of the ammunition that you already have in your fucking brain in terms of what you know about rapping, and you had that drive of
And
like
that's what creates.
want to go.
And here's the thing. I think that's what's created the big divide between OGs and the youngins. You know what I'm saying? Like the young dudes will be like, oh, you old. Like you've heard like certain young rappers be like, these fools are old. the thing is that we could all learn from each other. The thing is what young, and this is why a lot of them are dying, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to a lot of the ones that passed away recently from drugs and certain things, like even moving certain ways, bro. Like you gotta know, like I love XXX Tentacion. I really do look at a part of him passing was him still being young and not knowing how to move, bro. And like being in a situation that he put himself at that dealership, that somebody that was just, he's just young, bro. Like they killed a kid, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit hurt my feelings and I didn't even know him. I was like super hurt over that shit. Like,
I mean, he was just the kind of motherfucker who literally, like, one time I got into a situation when I was running around
he's
by
just
myself.
down as fuck.
I was running around by myself and got into a situation where some people ran up on me, whatever. I'm having a conversation with him. He's calling me a dumbass for not rolling around with somebody or rolling around with security, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then look at how he went out. It's like he was that person that you couldn't tell him not to do that because he was such a free spirit and he was so happy to be able to move around
people
and do
loved
whatever,
him.
you know?
People loved him, you know what I'm saying? But like not everybody's gonna love you when you're online showing that you're at a certain location and you're by yourself and you're in a different area. And this goes for the drugs that a lot of kids are taking and shit. Like we've been through all this shit. Like I know you have went through your fucking phase probably. Like I was young, like I already lost homies. The difference between us and these young guys that lose a homie and they're like, damn, like maybe I should change my life is that they lose one or two friends and they start realizing this shit. We've already lost 50. That's the difference. And the same goes for gang banging with the homie. Certain people think they about the gang shit until one person dies and realize this ain't my life. Imagine how I feel knowing my homies have lost over 70 or 80 people. They've been to like 80 funerals. And that's the difference is experience. And the younger people should want to listen to that. And the older cats need to look at the younger people like, damn, y'all motivate us to not be old motherfuckers type of shit and do new, because, you know, there's always keeping up with the trends and, you know, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna dress like motherfuckers, but like we don't want to become outdated and shit too. So like you could learn a lot from the younger generations. I like a lot of the shit they do, like a lot of the melodies they do. I'll be peeping that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's a lot to learn from all of it. You know what I mean? And it depends how you look at it.
Do you feel like people almost think that it's weird that you didn't have like some weird attempt at a mainstream major
people
label
ask me
rap
all the
career?
time. People ask me all the time. So, like, you got a movie with Eminem, and like, why aren't you not signed?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not trying to fucking sign. Like, if that was the fucking point, and this is why I feel bad for like a lot of these kids that come out there like, yo, please sign me. They're sending mixtapes to like, that's not the point. You're going to realize that once you go to do it, that's not what you want. A lot of people that are signed can't even drop. Wasn't the Little Xan guy saying that like his album that he put out wasn't even the fucking one he wanted and he was all mad about that shit because he didn't pick none of the tracks on his album.
Yeah.
Now picture me being in a situation where someone tells me, yo, you got to go battle this dude, but you got to say these bars. Like who wants that life? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, and they're probably happy. They make more money in certain things and they might have more certain necessities that they want, but it's all about, you know, independence. It's all about that.
I like your attitude on it because it's like at the end of the day, gin or cannabis could never really be that like forefather, that guide to like battle rap and shit because of the fact that they really tried to distance themselves from it at certain points. And like with you, it's like you never compromised. You never tried to go and be a star.
Fuck no.
You know, you
I
always
waited
tried
till
to
the movies
focus on
came to
this
us,
shit.
bro. They came to us and put us in the AMC theaters. I didn't. And I'm, you know, I might be in some really big movies because of this now. I'm auditioning for some serious shit. So, but like, we did it the right way. Like, we just focused on this. And I've seen a lot of people go, yo, I'm only doing this. I'm going to do the music. Fuck this battle shit. Fuck that. They distance themselves from it. Just like you said. There's been a lot of dudes that have left it and went to the industry only to not become anything anymore. Become less relevant in a pool of billions of motherfuckers instead of standing out and using that to propel your music. Like any artist could now do a battle and drop a record at the same time. Like if Joyner Lucas wanted to do something, he could do that and the amount of impact is going to be tripled. There's nothing they could even argue about that.
Right.
They can't even argue it.
There's just so much that you're putting on the line when you go to battle as an established rapper. Like, there's just so much to lose once you have like a successful mainstream career, right?
Really? You know what? You know what? I go back and forth thinking about that, right? How much is there to lose, right? Let me give you an example. If Logic did a battle right now, and I battled Logic, and I decimated his little Malcolm in the Middle looking ass and fucking knocked him around and his Rubik's Cube went flying everywhere. Let me ask you something.
Right.
Do you think his fans are going to be like, I'm going to Dizaster now? They're not. They're going to still buy all his shit. They're still going to love him. What will he lose? He will lose. He might lose the battle.
I think he could lose a lot of respect if he really got fucking humiliated.
Well,
Especially
I don't think he would get humiliated. I don't think someone like him. If you're nice,
right,
you're not gonna get humiliated.
No, and I definitely think Logic probably has a better chance than the average
He's
like
nice.
rapper that's out. Yeah, he's good,
Super nice.
And I think that he would hold his own and everything. But at the same
Fuck yeah,
time,
he would.
if you're a Logic, I feel like a motherfucker like you is gonna be calling all his ex-girlfriends, getting fucking stories.
No, the thing is though, you see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like that depends on the battler. There are certain battlers that will do that.
You're gonna call his mom,
No,
and then you're gonna make fun of him for peeing
Logic,
the
I'm
bed.
not gonna call your mom if we battle because
He peed
this
the
is the
bed
thing.
when he was 6, and you're gonna call him out.
Now, if we battled 7 years ago, Adam would be right. Yes, I would probably. I might, do some
something
foul
real
shit
fucked
like
up.
that, right?
Just
You
to
know what I'm saying?
ensure the W.
Right. I'm at a point now where I believe in my skills so much that there's no way I'm about to even do that or give you a chance to be like, oh, well, the only reason he won is because he did this, or oh, fuck him. I'm not even gonna give you a chance.
So stuff like that's not worth it, you think?
Anymore? Not at all. Like you're garbage now if that's what you have.
Really?
Like
Interesting.
for me to say some shit to him like that would have to be something that I know about and it's on the spot and I'm running out of words. I'm freestyling and I'm just like, fuck it, your ex-girlfriend is a hoe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna spend writing power on a subject that people are probably just gonna be like, boo or fuck you, who cares? Like, who cares about his, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna, it has to be some, for me, like, it's gonna be stuff that people know about. Like, it's gonna be you, let's say, people telling you, oh, you're the best freestyler. Then if I battle you and you have this whole thing about you, how you're supposedly the best freestyler or the best this, I'm challenging the fuck out of that. And I'm looking for a really lyrical person because I matched up with the wrong people. Like Cassidy is like a bad matchup because he's a nursery rhymer. So he attracts the nursery rhymers. They're going to be like, I'm trash.
Right.
And then my people are going to be like, no, you're trash. That's what happened with that. You know what I mean? I need to battle somebody like that's lyrical. You know what I mean? Like a Logic or a Joyner or, one of those guys that actually, you know what I'm saying? I would never battle Crooked Eye because I fucking love Crooked Eye, but that's somebody who our style would be like so crazy together. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to him. That's big, bro. But yeah, like those are the styles I would mix with, like a Royce to 5'9" type of person, like somebody who has multi-syllables and things.
Dude, that would be fucking scary.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to battle somebody that I have to sit here and comprehend your swag to figure out how you beat me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Show me some shit. Like I'm trying to hear something.
Yeah.
I'm from the big pun, big L type of things. I don't like the other shit, the nursery shit. So, so yeah, man, a lot of these dudes too that are known as the lyricists, I think they should be the first people to be like, yo, well, we are real lyricists. And it's not just about a beat and a producer giving me a hot record. I can actually do this with my voice as the only instrument in the room and still have the same impact. See, that's where the double-edged sword is. Industry dudes want to be like, oh, you guys can't make a record. Okay, fair enough. You can't rap in a room with your voice only, with no music, and still get the same fucking impact. You can't. And if you could, then you are now superior. If not, then I'm just as superior as you are. And nothing makes you better than me on a lyricist level. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we're talking about. I'm never going to try to compete with people on selling records and shit like that, even though I definitely haven't put out music because I'm going to put out me. It's the same reason why Lil Xan said like he hates his album. I'm never going to be in that position.
Right.
If I put something out, it's going to be everything I wanted it to be. And every person I worked with tried some bullshit with me.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody, bro. Like producers, it's ego. No. I don't give a fuck. Like I just want it to sound like this. That's why I respect Blueface.
I was going to ask you about him.
But
What do you think of him as a lyricist?
He sounds like him.
Yeah.
He sounds like if you, I mean, he's not a lyricist. He's basically doing him. He doesn't give a fuck how you feel about it.
But people just seem so jarred by his
Because
flow.
it's offbeat.
But it makes sense to me because there's so many fucking rappers that I've listened to over the years that you could put in a pretty similar category.
It's gangster shit in my opinion. So I fuck with it. It's
Hey,
LA gangster shit. So I
if
fuck
it's
with
the first like LA rapper that you listen to since YG, I totally understand why it seems weird to you.
it. Because YG is such a flow, like you know what I mean. Like,
and YG was like the last big rapper to pop out of LA.
huh?
To me, Blueface is like I could think of. Well, to me, Blueface's style is somewhat derivative of Draco the Ruler, but there's a lot of other people that you could point to.
Draco got that, but like Draco's more on he's more in the pocket than him. He got that like super gangster pocket shit.
Draco just sounds fucking disturbed.
Him and Greedo got that hard ass track together. I like that track.
Oh my god. Draco just is like just a darker version of Blueface. Blueface came out and kind of like cleaned up his style to me a little bit and just came with like a more like fun version of it. Meanwhile, also Draco's locked up. But yeah, so when you look at somebody like Blueface, like do you see him as do you think his flow is amateurish, or do you think that it's
obviously
sort of strangely like
it obviously is,
like
and
intelligent in a weird way because he's doing something that he doesn't even know what he's doing. Yeah, it's confidence.
It's not intelligence. And that's not like degrading him. It's just confidence, and I think it is amateur. I could actually tell he hasn't been rapping for long, but it works and it's really good and it has a vibe to it, and that's all. Like again, art is art. I don't hold, you know what I'm saying, like people to that standard. Like I don't sit here and judge Lil Pump for the fucking extremely nursery fucking rhyming ability that he has. I'm not sitting there expecting him to go ham in a track. Now, if he was out here claiming he was the best fucking rapper and lyricist alive, you damn right people are gonna start saying shit to him. I don't know.
Oh yeah. What about 6ix9ine? He had like the biggest 2018. What do you think of him as a rapper?
I think 6ix9ine as a rapper. Well, first of all, did he write all his own shit?
I mean,
I know you know some shit.
I have much reason to believe that he is like. I mean, I sat here with Zillakami
and he came up with his own shit.
And there was another dude. No, and they said that they were writing 6ix9ine shit early on when they were all clicked
for real?
early on, and that they were writing his shit for him. I also literally heard 6ix9ine on FaceTime with DJ Academics on live stream. Academics calls him, and 6ix9ine, the first thing he said was, "Bro, you got to hear this new reference track I got." Hey, he said it. He said it. It ain't like he wrote something for somebody else.
Listen,
It's not the reference track he made for someone else. It was clearly for him.
6ix9ine made a lot of, I think, mistakes in his career, but he's a genius.
Marketing.
At least,
genius for sure,
marketing genius, right? What he did to get where he's at was genius. I think the only thing he did wrong was get involved with the gang shit. That was the only thing he did wrong. I think he could have stayed away from all, even though I don't know exactly how his shit ended up. I know the racketeering shit and all that shit, but regardless, I think that had to do with, I feel like New York is too alien to the LA gang culture. So when they see it, like they probably seen that video of him with 1,000 Bloods in it.
Yeah.
As like the biggest threat to like New York City, like they've seen since fucking like, you know, Mobb Deep were fucking running around.
I mean, they had guns out
beating everybody
Gummo.
the fuck up. Yeah, like
having
they were
a gun in New York City is a fucking big deal.
And you've seen what happened to Bobby Shmurda, right?
Yeah,
They got
yeah,
him
yeah.
all the way the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
And didn't he have like, wasn't he only doing that shit in his videos? Did they have real guns in their videos?
No,
I
don't
think
think
Shmurda never even had a gun in his video, and they still popped all of them.
Yeah.
I think the problems that it caused him, how he had to move, because like he really didn't need all that, right? Because here's the thing, we know like when he's out here, he was good, but that's after a bunch of shit happened, right? But he was good, right? Because he had certain people that were around him that were really highly trained to make sure he was good, right?
Yeah, he had a whole fleet of security walking
But hold on, but this
right
is the,
along Melrose.
yeah, right. So
The
here's the
fucking
thing,
army.
right? So think of it this way. Let's say 6ix9ine in the next 6-7 years or whenever comes out of jail, just comes out, but he doesn't have that same money. Now, this is the problem, is that he put himself in a position where he has to keep making hits, and he has to figure out how to get out of jail in time before his money runs out, because I think the jail thing could still become something. Like, I don't know how that works out there. But my thing is, he put himself in a position where he got to do all this crazy shit when he makes good music, whether he makes it or not. He fucking knows how to make music that people want to listen to. He showed he could change into the Latino shit.
Yeah.
which was fucking good.
Well, it's just amazing that he actually pulled it off.
He pulled it off.
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody come out and then just put out another song that is such a completely different
And he's
genre,
just a kid.
and then it worked. But I guess that's also that's part of what happens when you have absolutely no shame about letting other people rate your shit.
I mean, regardless of the fact, everything that he did worked, right? And like nobody could take that away from him, that he showed like a formula how to be done. And you can see a lot of people now acting up because of it.
Yeah.
You see certain... I
Soulja
feel
Boy
like,
took a page right from his book
Yo,
and
you was-
executed
yeah, I don't
it
know
like a
if-
motherfucker. He did it, man.
I feel the same shit. And I didn't even read that somewhere. That was just an internal
Oh,
thought
yeah,
of mine that like Soulja Boy sees like... And I just don't feel like that energy is good for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're a good musician. If you trash, then... And again... Whether he writes his own shit or not, the dude put back-to-back hits out. He didn't need all this extra shit.
Soulja Boy, at the end of the day,
He didn't need none of it.
This is how masterful his past couple weeks have been. Is that he went on the Breakfast Club and dissed Drake, and then Drake still like just followed him and is fucking with him still, like because his troll game was so good. I mean, that's rare. Drake is a sensitive dude. If you make a joke about Drake, there's a good chance that he's not gonna.
I feel
fuck
like
with you.
he stayed away from battle rap because of that. That's another thing. Eminem and Drake both. They don't show up at battle events, and Drake doesn't show up at battle events anymore because people just started dissing him at battle events for no
Really?
reason. Because people are just, it's shock value and just, you know what I'm saying? Like people just started like putting him in all the bars and, you know, and the same shit. Like it, you know, I don't know.
Putting yourself in positions like that when you're like the most famous, most rich dude in the room, it
It's-
can always be a little risky.
It is, but like, you know what I'm saying? I really respect him for doing it. I feel like he shouldn't give a fuck what like smaller people are saying about him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it really affected him that much, but supposedly like battle rap is a fucking crazy place, man. You might come there, everyone loves you, and you're just standing on stage and everyone's like, and your bitch will get fucked like this guy. You're like standing on stage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if Trippie Redd came to a battle, people would say like a 6ix9ine line to him.
Oh, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like just to get the crowd reacting.
Make jokes about his ex-girlfriend, you know, joke on his appearance,
You know what I'm saying?
everything. That you would
They'll-
have to.
They'll make a quick fucking lineup, Trippie Redd. They'll be like, Trippie Redd fucking...
Give me head.
No, they'll be like, his bitch was fucking giving head while she was getting 8 out. She was literally doing a 69 in his bed. There you go. You see how fucking... I just
pretty
came
good.
up with that.
That's pretty intricate.
Come on, let's go. No, but like you see like how like it's fucked up, and he gonna have to stand there and either just be like and that's the thing. Some people don't give a fuck. They love it. You gotta have thick skin, bro. You gotta just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna laugh at myself about this shit.
I wish the whole world had like the battle rap rules though, where it's like, because in the battle rap world is how I wish it worked, which is you can make a racist joke as long as it's funny, and if it's not funny, everybody's just gonna let you know, boo, that was fucking lame.
If it's coming from a genuine place, you should be able to tell the difference between a stand-up comedian and a fucking ignorant, narrow-minded person
Right.
that's not cultural, that doesn't have any minority friends or people from other countries and their family or relatives or people they're related to. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that person doing it from a person that's just a multicultural, funny motherfucker, like a Russell Peters type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like a Russell Peters type of thing.
I feel like when some of the best conversations I ever had in my whole life were, you know, people from different walks of life basically just roasting the fuck out of each other for the things about their cultures that
Right,
are
it's the
different
most
or
fun shit
interesting.
ever.
It's like the most entertaining conversation to have. It's one of the hardest conversations to have in today's modern liberal fucking.
It is like I
sensitive world.
battled an Arab dude, a Middle Eastern dude. He was half Iranian, half Arab. I'm Arab, and like the whole shit was. I told him, you know what rhymes with Arab? Plane crash. And then I was like, hey buddy, where were you when we were taking flying lessons prior to 9/11? This guy I said I passed my pilot test with high percentage while you and your Al-Qaeda friends disguised yourselves as flight attendants. And I'm making fun of him like, bro, I flew the plane. You was out here doing a flight attendant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was funny as fuck ragging on myself. Like, I was saying shit to him that could have all applied to me and somebody could have ripped me for in a battle. You know what I mean? I even had a part where I was like, this guy has so many terrorist genetic traits that even on his wedding day, the feds came to investigate because they heard he requested yellow cake. That's a fucking hilarious. If you say a thing to me like that, I won't think you're racist. But if you tell me, get out of here, you camel riding dude, I might knock you the fuck out.
Right.
There's a whole different layer of things right there.
Yeah. God.
That's battle rap, is understanding, like, and there's consequences in battle rap, bro. That's not what people should worry about. If people are worried about racial shit and shit like that, that's the funny shit.
Right.
People really come there and be like, your friend that died, your mom like this, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I used to do this shit too, bro. I fucked a guy up for his mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, said crazy shit about his mom.
So that's fucking common to go to a battle and to hear somebody bring up somebody's dead homies or whatever?
Bro, let me give a shout out right now. This guy named Caustic, right?
Yeah.
He battled Jefferson Price in England. Jefferson Price is a guy that was fucking some stripper, right? That was there, right? And the stripper that was there that he was fucking, okay, let me just say, the Jefferson Price guy had his wife in the building and the stripper there that he was fucking, and he found out that Caustic was gonna bring it up. So he came to Caustic, was like, please don't bring it up. Caustic was like, all right, got you. Then when he got there, he got on stage, and so the girl's name is Holly Masters, right? He rhymed it with condom wrappers, and he basically told the dude, he's like, you something, you come home to your broad after opening up condom wrappers with that bitch, and then his homie jumps in like, Holly Masters, and he goes, I told you I wasn't gonna say nothing. And like they're in the crowd, bro. Then he starts telling him, you need to he's like, fuck getting engaged to the bitch. You need to engage in some honesty, something. You're gonna have to sleep next to this fat bitch for the rest of your life. And the crowd's like, what? And this guy, his bitch is pregnant in the crowd, bro. The bitch he's fucking is standing right there. The dude is on stage and this is happening to him. His face is breaking apart in a million pieces. A million pieces. Like
this is on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this shit.
I gotta see this.
I'm gonna show you this shit. But here's the crazy part. When the battle is done, this guy, Jefferson Price, quits battle rap, erases his Facebook, social media gone, and moves to a whole new location.
Here to start a new life.
And you know what? His bitch took him back. Shouts out to Jefferson Price.
The girl took him back and moved to a new location.
Probably on grounds that he had to give up his old life.
Oh my!
She was probably like, "Look, you fucked this bitch. No more battle rap."
and you got beat so bad that you're like, babe, you got a point. Like, you might be right. I gotta leave this life behind.
Oh, you know, like at the end of the day, man, like battle rap is a cold place. Things happen. People will show up, bring somebody to the event that you wasn't expecting to be there, and you're like, fuck, like shit like that happens. People will bring up a thing you didn't know about, like me bringing up. So like when I brought the papers there for the Ghost Rider, I lost that battle, but you know what happened to that dude's career after that?
Really?
His shit is in a trash receptacle for life. I stripped him of rapping career. He's back working at IKEA or some shit.
Wow.
Like I terminated career. And I've terminated a lot of people's careers, like completely. I sent the guy back to a casino. Dude named Jonai, who's sent him back to the casino. Like a lot of these people, like they don't know what they're getting into, Adam, man. It's a serious thing out here, bro.
Let me ask you this. Say you were to battle Kevin Hart, a guy who is maxed out on the funny scale, but definitely probably, I'm assuming, doesn't have any like technical rap skills. And obviously, like the crowd is gonna be really in his corner because he's so famous and stuff. How do you think? What are the odds that he?
I would battle if I battled Kevin Hart. I wouldn't be mean to him, man. It's different. Like I got a lot of also different approaches. I kind of would be funny with him. He's been through a lot, bro. I could easily hurt his feelings.
That's true.
I could be like, Kevin Hart, that shit that happened when you got caught in the back seat of that car wasn't very smart. Kevin Hart, where do we start?
But you know what I'd be like?
Oh my
just the
God,
funniest
I could be like,
motherfucker ever.
Fuck Kevin Hart, yo, so I'm thinking you Scarface. Now you hit rock bottom, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oh man, you could just say so much shit to him.
That's because I seen you battle that dude Rock, so I kind of recognize that you sort of recycled that punchline.
Oh yeah. I did a Rock.
I watched that one.
But what was the line? It wasn't the same.
There was something about a rock and a hard place.
No,
though.
it wasn't. It was.
You just had a lot.
No,
of
it was
lines.
a Rock line. No, it was a Rock Kevin Hart line. It said, "Fuck." What was the line? Kevin Hart, Rock on your side. Kevin. The fucking Rock is the only time. Oh, we seen the Rock have heart. I named the movie. What movie was it? it was the movie they were in, Kevin Hart and Rock, and I said that movie's the only time we've ever seen Rock have heart. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that great.
You sometimes feel like your bars like might just go over people's heads.
They always do. Oh man, like every single battle, like people are just like, "What did that mean?" I'm just like, never mind. Fuck, because I also like rap really fast sometimes too, so people like think I'm saying other shit.
Right.
Like I have like so many errors in my Rap Genius. I have the most visited Rap Genius out of any battler of all time. They hit me up and told me that.
Really?
Yeah, like people read my shit the most. But like I'd be reading them and they're all like just fucked up shit because I'd be having like crazy ass patterns and schemes and they just be getting my shit wrong, man. So like when I did the bodied shit, when I was telling the dude you fucking pathetic little Reddit blogger, another Eminem imposter who refers to Elton John as his second father. And it said reverse to Elton John. On the thing, it said reverse to Elton John. Like, what do you mean reverse? I said refers. Like, you guys are stupid. Refers to Elton John as his second father.
Right.
If Jerry Dahmer and Harry Potter, like, it's like if Jerry Potter had sex with Jeffrey Dahmer, you'd be their lesbian daughter and all this shit. So, like, I had this whole fucking scheme, and they didn't get it right, man. They never get my shit right. And I'd be saying obvious shit.
It's weird though, because I have a lot of faith in Rap Genius when I go to look up somebody's lyrics.
They always fuck my
but
shit
then
up.
when you realize that you're reading an article and that they got something wrong, when you just get to one bar and you're like, no, that is 100% not what he said.
Fucking, I
You're like,
hate it when they do that. But it's all good. Shouts out to them, man. They really be putting up a lot of my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
They put whole battles on there too, huh?
Huh?
They put battles on there?
I think they do. I mean, like, I don't know. All my main shit is up there, and even some of my smaller shit. Like, I was looking up some of the shit earlier today. Some of my smaller shit is up here. I took a couple of screenshots of them. Man, this shit's some crazy shit too, man. Like, this is a...
Just old shit you wrote?
Yeah, this is a whole crazy scheme. Look, I'm going to spit it too. Look, check this out. I go, yo, where are my goons from Fallujah at? In the streets letting bazookas and Rugers clap. Uzis, mags with the new attachments. I got Halo from the future gats. Huger straps than the ones Duke Nukem has. Hadouken flash. Boom, boom. North Korea nuclear blast. My resume is like a fucking cemetery with piles of humans stacked. I done caught more overseas bodies than a Cuban raft. If a white boy got a 9, he could get schooled with that. Get it? He could get schooled with that. We're from 2 different schools. He a Columbine popping 9. I'm a Virginia Tech going off on student campus, which means me and you are not in the same shooting class. Plus, my newest strap got a built-in Mac computer that keeps all of your vehicle's movements tracked like an Uber app. Open up your location on Google Maps, zoom in fast, leave your fucking medulla on the Isuzu dash, and the people that are moving past will be like, help, he just killed a fat little fucking white kid from Superbad. I don't give a fuck. You can bring your goons for backup. I'll put you and your fruity-ass dogs together in the same bag like a pack of Scooby snacks. I had like, and it keeps going. I go, and if you come back from the dead, I'll put a giant round in the back of your head like a Jewish hat. I'll body everything moving like Supernat. Leave me alone. I'll blow a fuse and snap them a fuselage with a fuse attached. You'll get your fucking right socket removed and snatched. Get your eyeball turned into a wounded gash. The next time you do an interview with Vlad, you'll be on the couch telling stories with one of your pupils patched like Slick Rick. The ruler's back. I'll put you in a fucking critical condition, turn you into a vegetable that's turned up to the max. Have you seen the movie Expendables? Well, I'll put you in the cast as huge as that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got some shit. And I was like reading it. I had to send the messages like, yup, fix that. Nah, but yeah, like, shouts out to Rap Genius though. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man. I forgot who I spit that against too. Like, that was just like one of my...
Could be anyone. Anybody can get it.
God, somebody got hit with that. I think
kill it.
Iron got hit with that.
Wow.
But yeah.
That was crazy. We just hit the 2-hour mark.
Did we?
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like we're probably going to end up doing podcasts together in the future because I feel like we still have a lot to talk about.
We do, man. I swear, there's so much shit. But look, when I get this final thing that we got going, you the first person I'm coming to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fire.
and we announced this shit. We go fuck the internet up. Let's just hope everything goes smooth with the negotiations, man. And you know, I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to be good for both of us, for everybody, for hip hop, and just.
You know what would be fun is if we did a live show someday where it was just me and you, and it's like, yo, you think you can rap? Come into the store. But
But
you're gonna get roasted by him.
Yo, listen,
That'd be fun.
we putting this out now because I feel like me and this fool be thinking alike. I was already thinking of this, so I'm gonna say this now. If y'all think you can fuck with me, come over here. I'll let you even prepare for me. And he'll invite me and I'll embarrass you on here. There's a lot of you guys out here who just want an opportunity to be on here. I've been seeing you desperate motherfuckers send Adam videos like, please notice me. This is how you'll be noticed. You'll bring your little fucking pink aquamarine fucking bang with you. And you come up here, and I'm going to show you what to do. You know what I mean?
Maybe Billy will show up.
That's hilarious.
What was
man.
it, Billy Backwoods or some shit?
Oh my God! Let's just call him Billy Backwards from now on. That's his new.
He's sitting at home like,
No, that's some real shit. Yeah, but since we hit the final mark, man, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Dizaster. That's oh fuck, I'm coughing my ass off. MRDIZASTER. Yeah, man, we got a lot of shit coming soon. And leave me a comment. Tell me who you want me to kill. I'm in a really powerful position to negotiate some shit right now. So, yeah, man, shouts out to everybody in the battle scene, man. Shouts out to King of the Dot, Smack. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't flop. Premier League's my boy out there, fucking shoddy, putting it down in England, man. And just everybody that's putting in work, man. This is about to be a real big year for battle rap. Shouts out to the homie for having us. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate this opportunity, big dog.
no, I appreciate
You already know.
Yo, you gotta let me know when you got a battle out here.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm bringing you my next big one.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'll go anywhere. I'm
Like,
going
the
to
thing is,
Australia,
though,
wherever.
we gonna do some shit together, so it's gonna be so you're gonna I ain't gonna fucking play around. When we do our thing, like, I'm gonna actually bring a fucking level of entertainment that hasn't been seen from me for a while, because I'm really energetic this year, and I'm just starting to, like, I didn't battle for a whole year, bro. I went to Switzerland. I did this whole fucking big ass show. Like, Eminem, Migos, all of them were on at French Montana. I battled at this fucking huge ass festival, Frownfield, in fucking Switzerland. So I didn't really do real shit. Like, that was just me doing that, like, you know, European thing. You know, out here, like, I haven't done some. So when I do it, it's gonna be really. I did like a 1-rounder recently. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like shaking the rest off. When I do this 3-rounder, I'm gonna have you in the building with the squad, man. You already fucking know what time it is.
I'm ready. Let's go. All right, to everybody watching at home, thank you so much for being tuned in. To anybody who donated to have their songs checked out, I'm going to stop this live stream and restart it as soon as we're ready. So don't worry, you will get handled. Huge thanks to Dizaster for letting me learn all about battling through him and shit. This has been one of my favorite interviews I ever done, just in the sense that I got to like learn so much leading up to it and shit. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I want to say one thing, too, man. Like, for all the people who don't think that Adam really fuck with the culture, I could say he genuinely, like, even from him saying that he really enjoyed this, he genuinely really cares where the real shit is, and he reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think this should be a stamp right here, and a certified approval stamp that you really fuck with the culture, and you know, you fuck with all forms of art. Yeah, you do the sound click, you know, you do that thing, and we love that too. But you know, you fuck with the real shit too, man. You fuck with the gang culture, man. You know, we gonna have Active take you out the grape. You know what I'm saying? Show you around, and you know, y'all get your jumper on there.
On great.
3 up top, big dog.
All right, huge shout out to Dizaster. Much respect. Shout out to everybody at home. Peace.